All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. We got Thursday night football. Giants at the Eagles. One of the NFL storylines is the NFC East the worst football division ever at this moment? And back in the 90s, they were always considered one of the best divisions. So I was a kid. But tonight, if they give you a really ugly game between these two teams, it could build on this narrative that they're running with as a story. Is this the worst football division ever? So you got two teams from that division. And again, we're looking for the storyline. I went on the NFL Instagram page this morning, and they've added these two stories since. But when I first got up this morning, the first story I saw from their page was this: Kobe Bryant retelling the game where the Eagles had the massive comeback against the Giants. They were down 31-10, 41 combined points. Kobe Bryant telling the story. Kobe Bryant, 41, dead at 41. The year he sung Fly, Eagles, Fly. The Eagles scored 41 points in the Super Bowl over the Patriots. But look at the length of this video. A minute 26, right? Like Kobe died on 126 this year. And he's retelling this game where DeSean Jackson from Los Angeles had the punt return to win the game as time expired, the only time it happened in NFL history. I'm going to show you how interesting today's game is in light of the death of Kobe Bryant on 126, in light of this storyline they give you to start the day, a minute 26 long. So let's start right here with this, because this could be where the clue is for tonight's game, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm still trying to make sense of it. I'm wondering if we could see a punt return for a touchdown tonight. I'll get to why. But again, this clip, if you watch it, the first time they put up the score, the Giants are up 31-10 on the Eagles. And if you forget, the Eagles come back and win the game 38-31, 28 straight points. But a minute 26, Kobe dead on 126, 41 points on the board. Kobe Bryant, 41. Again, the year that we got that real big Eagles upset over the Rams that paid 6.5 to 1, and it was written in stone. Because we knew that season so well because we understood the riddle perfectly in week 3, which was very helpful. That's the thing. When you understand the storyline that they're giving you, it makes everything really easy. When you're trying to figure out the storyline, obviously it's a lot more difficult. But Kobe Bryant, he was a big part of that game between the Rams and the Eagles, and the Rams were big favorites. We were talking about it back then. Kobe being Bryant, 135-54, like Fly, Eagles, Fly, and a number of other things. Kobe Bryant, 41, LA, 41. They end up winning the Super Bowl that year with 41 points. And keep in mind there were 74 points scored in that Super Bowl. The score was 41-33 when the Eagles beat the Patriots, just like Kobe dies in the 74th NBA season. And where Kobe Bryant's 41, Kobe's 33. So, the date of this game, not only were there 41 points up on the board, but the date of the game was December 19, 2010. Date with 41 numerology. And you know what? I got to check something else that I didn't look at yet. 2010 NBA Finals. Kobe won in 2009. Yeah, Lakers won in 2010 too. So, okay, there was a basketball championship for Kobe this year as well. Okay. Is that when Kobe was in the middle of his three-peat? Remember, Patrick Mahomes, his Super Bowl a week after Kobe's death was in tribute to Kobe, which we documented in real time. We saw it in real time. I was out with Jeremy White, and we saw it because they put up the stats right before that pass. I said, look at that. He's on 40 attempts, 25 completions. I said his next pass can be number 41 for the 26th completion. They're right down near the end zone. What do you know? Next pass, touchdown to number 26. Kobe Bryant, 41. Bryant, 26. That's why I'm on this Mahomes three-peating and becoming 4-1 in LA thing. To me, it seems to be all connected. But, yeah, the Lakers did win the finals that year. Okay, coming back to this. So, again, 41 points up on the board for Kobe Bryant to tell the score. Or tell the story. The game was on a 41-date numerology. Just wait. Again, Super Bowl 41, LA 41. From Kobe's birthday that year, this game was December 19, 2010. From his birthday to that game was 118 days. We always call that the Los Angeles number. Los Angeles, California, 118. On the 118th Meridian West. Its birthday is September 4th, the day leaving 118 days left in the year. Eric Garcetti, the current mayor, 118. Because the Dodgers lost last night, they're now 11-8 against the Rays. And when I woke up this morning, I just felt like such an asshole seeing the Dodgers lost because I was like, God, these postseason is pissing me off. I know that 73 is very consistent with the Dodgers. I know 118 is very consistent with Los Angeles. But because the very consistent patterns haven't been consistent in the postseason, I was like, maybe they're going to fade that and go for this right here like we talked about yesterday. In hindsight, that seems really dumb because I'm always talking about 73 in the Dodgers and 118 in Los Angeles, and then you wake up and they got this in your face, and it's like another reminder of LA and 118. Remember, they love 118 in LA. That's why LA burned in 2018 on 118, November 8th. Paradise, California also equals 118. It burned that day as well. Okay, so those were the deadliest wildfires in California history. Death and homicide are 118 in Jewish Gematria. But anyway, this game was 118 days after Kobe's birthday. And now and again, this is what's gross, right? Because death and homicide are 118, and now they got a minute 26 clip later in the year Kobe supposedly dies on 126, retelling this game that was 118 days after his birthday. And here was the kicker. I was like, I wonder how many days. I knew DeSean Jackson was from Los Angeles already because DeSean Jackson scores the winning touchdown. If you forget this highlight, DeSean Jackson, he fumbles the punt, he picks it up, he backs up, and then he finds a hole and he just darts right through the hole and runs all the way down for the touchdown. And then he even gloats at the end. He runs all the way across the field before he crosses the goal line to win the game. But look at this. Today's game is a span of 41 days from his upcoming birthday. And DeSean Jackson's birthday is December 1st, 12/1, like 121. And again, we talk about 121 in Philadelphia a lot, just using the alphabetic order. Revelation is 121. And guess what DeSean Jackson is? 121. And, L's the 12th letter and A's the first. So L 12 period, A 1 period, 12-1, 121. Again, they've been syncing up sports all this time. This was 3 years before I knew Gematria when this game happened. It's one of the top highlights that season. And I suppose in NFL history all time. But what are the odds that today's a span of 41 days from DeSean Jackson's birthday? And that's not all. The Eagles, by the way, won that game with 38 points. We know how that number's connected to death as well. Now they got Kobe retelling it. He died 38 weeks after his wife's birthday. But from Kobe's death to today's games, 271 days. 58th prime number, Kobe Bryant, 58. Los Angeles Lakers, 58. Punt return, 58. The game he's retelling is the only punt return in NFL history that won a game as time expired. The only one in league history. And remember what LeBron passing Kobe in points scored in Philly on January 25th had to do with 58 as well. The real King James dead at 58. So this is clearly part of tonight's riddle. And I wouldn't say this is a riddle that helps us out nearly as much as something like Kyler Murray can become 7-0 in AT&T Stadium, and AT&T Stadium equals 70. But is there on your site, is there a prop bet for a punt return for touchdown tonight? And look, you could look at the kick returners. If you guys want to call in and tell me who the kick returners are for these teams, we can look at how many days it is from their birthday. Do we got a kick returner tonight who's in store for a touchdown? Because remember, they just did this with the Bills and Titans game. They paid tribute to the Music City Miracle by putting the line of scrimmage on the screen in the wrong spot so it could look like Tannehill ran past the line of scrimmage to throw his last touchdown pass of the game. So this is what they do. And NFL Instagram page starts with this story of Kobe in the punt return this morning. Shit. I realized that I forgot to put a screenshot in here. The other thing I went back and looked at for this is what game number it was all time between the Eagles and the... Hold on, let me get this in there. I wanted to see what game it was all time between the Eagles and the Giants where that kick return happened. It was the 158th game, 158. I was just talking about this number the other day with... what's the Clyde dude's name? Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the Chiefs. He hit this record 158 rushing yards, And it was at the exact same moment that Mahomes was on 158 passing yards. And again, the Jesuits formed on 15/8 and all this stuff being Jesuit ritual. And then I noticed today's game will be the 177th game. And the Jesuit Order is 177. And so is New World Order. And that should remind you that with regards to Kobe's death, remember, Kobe, Japan was established on April 1st in history, 4-1. Kobe, Japan, Kobe beef. And the 126th Emperor of Japan. He took office as the 126th Emperor 271 days before Kobe died on 126. And here, I'll just show this here. So he began May 1st, 2019. Check this out. May 1st, May Day. From his day that he took over to the day that Kobe died on 126. Again, this is the 126th Emperor of Japan. If you count the span of days, it was his 271st day of being emperor. The 58th prime. Kobe Bryant, 58. And here, Kobe, Japan establishment. And with regards to the Jesuits running it all, the Jesuit Superior General died this year in Japan. They operate pretty much everywhere, but hold on, where's their Kobe Japan establishment, April 1st. Let's see if I can pull it up. There it is. It was founded April 1st, 1889. I won't even talk about the 89 connection with Los Angeles. But, yeah, I mean, it's obvious that there's a riddle here. Very clearly, with the Kobe thing, they're doing something somehow within this story. Is DeSean Jackson even still in the NFL? Let me make sure he's not back on somebody's team. Be funny if DeSean Jackson. Is DeSean Jackson back on the Eagles? Oh my God. He's not still doing punt returns, is he? Okay, he is back on the Eagles. Okay, I didn't even realize this. He's 33 this year. Kobe, 33. Wow, hold on. Is he playing tonight? See, this is the problem with not paying attention to the games, because I don't know if DeSean Jackson's still returning kicks. So DeSean Jackson is back. Okay, so that's the NFL Week 7 update. He's back for this game. Okay, hold on. Is he wearing number 26? He didn't used to wear number 26. He used to wear the number 10. Is that his number now? No. Why in this picture do I see... No, that must be the running back. Number 26 on Eagles. Who's that? I got to watch him tonight. We got to check him out. Miles Sanders. And I want to know who number 37 is too while we're at it. Trey Sullivan. Remember, Kobe dead on the 26th on the 37-year anniversary of Bear Bryant. Tonight, Zach Ertz is out, so Wentz is missing his main target. So I got to know more about Miles Sanders and Trey Sullivan. Hold on. And I got to know more about DeSean Jackson, too. I will die if he runs a punt back for a touchdown tonight. All right, Miles Sanders is 23 years old. Let's see. Okay. It's 174 days after Miles Sanders' birthday, which means it's Miles Sanders' 175th day of his age? Okay. This is interesting because you know what else equals 175? Los Angeles Lakers equals 175, right? Kobe, passed in points scored in Philly, dies the next day in LA. DeSean Jackson's back from LA playing for Philly again. 271 days from Kobe's death, the 58th prime. But you see how Los Angeles Lakers is 175? Something I was overlooking all year is Pope Francis is 175. Remember, they won 52 games, and they did that monster riddle with 52 in the bubble. That was like one of the clearest reads of the bubble. Just all those 52s that lined up that day, 239 days from LeBron's birthday, the 52nd prime. Like how Pope Francis spoke in Washington, D.C. on 23/9, like 239, again, the 52nd prime. Like how the flag was sewn in Philly at 239 Arch Street. So I was overlooking that Pope Francis is 175, and so was Los Angeles Lakers. And they even got a dude named, what's his name, something Pope. Oh boy. Okay, so it's Miles Sanders' 175th day of his age, and he's 23, and LeBron's 23. I guess while we're at it, let me check some things with LeBron. 69 days before LeBron's birthday, or 297 days after. Okay, this Miles Sanders, though, wearing number 26, I could see him having a good game tonight. What's he been doing this year? Actually, what's Jackson been doing this year, too? Is this his first game back? He's been targeted 20 times, 10 receptions. He's at 121 yards right now. Isn't that crazy? DeSean Jackson, 121. Born 12/1, Revelation 121. The Eagles can become 1-2-1 at home tonight. From the Kobe Bryant death to the George Floyd death was a span of 121 days. Think about how the Eagles won their championship in Minneapolis, the home of the Lakers, Super Bowl 52. This year, the Lakers, 52 games in the regular season. All this stuff is connected. It's all a puzzle. You just got to put it together right. But how interesting that DeSean Jackson's on 121 yards. I got to add that into the post. Unbelievable. And by the way, DeSean William Jackson, his full name equals 74, like Kobe did in the 74th NBA season against 74 points in Super Bowl 52. I can't believe he's on 121 yards for the season. You think that's a good sign the Eagles get to 1-2-1 at home tonight? I'll tell you what, if the Eagles win tonight, I'm pretty sure Joe Biden's the president too. The Giants win. Because, okay, again, the narrative for the Giants, just to throw this out there, and we'll cover it more. But today they announced that they're going to do the Amy Coney Barrett judge confirmation on Monday, which is Hillary Clinton's birthday. She had her convention in Philadelphia in 2016. But the coach of the Giants is Judge, Joe Judge. And Judge equals 25, Giants 25, Trump 25. So that is interesting if the Giants win, because tonight's the night of the final debate. But unbelievable. I love this. I love this picture of number 26. This is, hold on, I got to get this in there right. Okay, so there's a big thing with Kobe. There's a big thing possibly with the punt return, DeSean Jackson coming back. My eyes are on DeSean Jackson. He wears number 10 this year, 55, the 10th triangular number. Los Angeles Lakers, 257, the 55th prime. But this number 26 on his 175th day of his age, and then I got to check out this 37 too. But hold on, I'm going to document all this stuff so you don't forget, because you guys have access to this post too. But a lot of times the media is just feeding you the big clues. If Eagles win, they will be 1-2-1 at home this year. Earlier this season, they became 1-2-1 at San Francisco. And of course, San Francisco is the city with all the connections to Philadelphia, sports teams, Liberty Bell, etc. Okay, so I think we covered that story pretty well, but let's get the rest of these players here. So DeSean Jackson against a span of 41 days from his upcoming birthday. We just saw that this Miles Sanders, it's his 175th day of his age. And who's number 37 on the Eagles? Trey Sullivan. Oh, he's a defensive player. Okay, so maybe he has a big play tonight. I mean, if you can find on some of these sites that you guys are on, the fantasy stuff, picking who's going to make an interception, I mean, there's potential big payouts for all of this stuff. Trey Sullivan, because again, Bryant is 26 and 37, dead on the 26th on the 37-year anniversary of Bear Bryant. The Lakers win the championship 37 weeks later, Sunday, to the Sunday Kobe died, to the Sunday they won it on Father-Daughter Day. But okay, Trey Sullivan. He's got some numbers. 153, 144, 72, like Jesuit order. And remember, it's the 177th game between these teams tonight. The Jesuit order is also 177. Okay. They have him listed at 201 pounds. Oh, man. It just never ends. He went to high school where? Where's Gwynn Park High School? In Maryland. Okay, let me go through the rest of these Thursday night football notes. Oh, by the way, Tampa Bay Rays slug. The only thing I caught in the game last night was right before my radio show began, so I think it was like the start of the second inning when my radio show kicked off. But what I caught in the beginning was when this Brandon Lowe came to the plate at first. They were talking about how he's a big bat, great slugger, known for the home run ball, but really struggling in this postseason, and the Rays are just really waiting for him to get back online. About 2 seconds later, he hits a home run out of the park. I don't understand how sports fans watch this shit every night and don't go like, man, these are not, I mean, why wouldn't Joe Buck and all these people, they should be fortune tellers. They'd make probably $1 million an hour. But anyway, Brandon Lowe homers twice, and I had to look. I was like, okay, he's 26 years old right now. The age. His birthday's July 6th, which is George W. Bush's birthday, who used to run the Rangers, where the championship is. But notice it was his 108th day of his age. 108 double stitches on the baseball. Major League 108. Brandon Lowe's got that 57 World Series Gematria, so he's definitely a narrative. The next game will be 109 days after his birthday. Los Angeles is 109, so maybe he does just like how Zunino got to hit the home run by the numbers in Game 7, and then he got to whiff by the numbers at Kershaw. We'll see what Brandon Lowe does 109 days after his birthday. But that was that. And then football. If there's somebody named Hart in the NFL, am I not getting these jokes? They were talking about this all this morning on ESPN and even on the Shannon and Skip Bayless show. Ryan Fitzpatrick is heartbroken over Tua starting in L.A. And remember, Tua's Mr. 13, L.A.'s 13, Miami's 13, Dan Marino the last 13. So it's a big 13 ritual with Tua. Just like when he made his debut in college football, it was pretty much coming in at halftime in the national championship down 13 points. In a game that we said Alabama 13 would win, and it would be all about 13 before it happened. But Tua and 13. So no wonder he's making the start in L.A. And against Herbert, who was drafted right after him out from the Ducks, and Ducks is another 13. So you got the college quarterbacks going against each other. And kind of the way the narrative feels to me that they're setting up is Herbert, who the Dolphins passed on, who I think is the better quarterback, in terms of throwing the ball at least. But kind of feels like Herbert might get his first win. So we'll talk more about that. But the heartbroken thing, I just wonder what this is about. There's a reason that they're emphasizing this and keep bringing it up in the phrase. I mean, it could just speak to the emasculated public and the emasculated football game where everything's a penalty now and you can't hardly tackle anybody. I mean, it could just be about that too, because that is a big part of the agenda, making everybody a little bit fruitier. So for tonight's Thursday night game, we just talked about what they did with Kobe on Instagram for tonight's game. The big injury update is Zach Ertz is out for the Eagles. And hold on, before I get to these stats, I got to come back to this Miles guy. I wanted to see more about his stats, what he's been doing this year. Hold on, then we'll come back to that. This is number 26 for the Eagles. This is going to be his 17th start, his 22nd game on the 22nd, basketball 22. The Lakers just got number 17. He's got 6 rushing touchdowns, 3 receiving. So he's at 9 total touchdowns. Thursday night football. That Thursday night football is also 257 like Los Angeles Lakers. 55th prime, 55 the 10th triangular number. If he picked up one touchdown tonight, he'd have 10 for his career. He picked up 2 rushing touchdowns. He'd have 8 rushing, 3 receiving. Football 83. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do find it being on his 175th day of his age and wearing number 26 in light of the little Kobe clue from the Instagram page. I'm thinking he could have a game. And again, that safety possibly as well. What's his name again? No, it's not Trey Flowers. Trey Sullivan. That's who I need. I want to see his career interceptions real quick before I go back to the rest of the stats. Trey Sullivan. Oh, wow. So this guy hardly plays, actually, huh? He would probably pay $1 million if he had a play. Well, maybe Trey Sullivan's not the more important piece. It's this running back, 26. Okay. With regards to the tight end being out tonight, tight end's 87, like Philadelphia Eagles is 87. And that is a big number in the wins between these teams tonight. But okay, let's just go through this on the surface just one more time. If the Giants won tonight, they'd hit that Giants number, 25. Giants 25, the coach's name, Judge equals 25, Trump's 25. It's the final debate tonight. New York, where Trump's from, Pennsylvania, where Biden's from. So the 25 thing, it could make sense. It would go with politics today too, because they did announce today, the day of this game, that Amy Coney Barrett will be confirmed Monday on Hillary Clinton's birthday, who again had her convention in Philadelphia in 2016. So there's your Giants narrative, the 25 right on the surface. But just remember, on Thursday night football, these primetime games, a lot of the really consistent numbers with these teams, it's where it's not hitting and it's about a narrative. And the thing is, if the Giants lose, they're 1-6. There's been a lot of 16 stuff with Joe Biden. If he wins the election, he'll be the 16th Democratic president. And again, his convention began on the day leaving 136 days left in the year, the 16th triangular number. And if the Eagles did win tonight, they'd be 2-4-1, like 241, the 53rd prime. Pennsylvania's 53, Vesica Pice is 53. Again, that's the shape of the football. 53-man roster, 53-yard wide field. So you could make sense of the 2-4-1. Plus 241's the 53rd prime, and Los Angeles is 53. Big number with Los Angeles. Game 1, the Dodgers got that 53rd win of the season, 53 days after the death of Chadwick Boseman. And again, if the Eagles do win, they'll be 1-2-1 at home. DeSean Jackson, 121, returns tonight. He has 121 receiving yards. His birthday's 12-1. Revelation, 121. The Eagles already hit 1-2-1 at the 49ers earlier this year. And now they can do it against the Giants at home. And I talk about year after year, it seems that they do these rituals between the Giants and the 49ers, kind of like the San Francisco Giants and, you know, how the Giants in San Francisco used to be in New York. So it would be interesting if the Eagles hit 1-2-1 against the Giants at home, and they already became 1-2-1 overall against the Niners earlier this year. Again, it's hard to pass on a revelation riddle with Philadelphia. Philadelphia is named from revelation in the Bible. And revelation also equals 49, and they did that earlier this year against the 49ers. It was Carson Wentz's 61st game. Philadelphia equals 61, so does church. It's the Church of Philadelphia in Revelation. So if the Eagles win again tonight, 1-2-1 at home, and the Giants fall to 1-6, and I guess they're telling us that's the prophecy of Joe Biden after 47 years in D.C., becoming the president. Okay. And just in terms of the alignments, today's 130 days after Trump's birthday. Washington's 130. It's also his 131st day of his age. The 32nd significant prime number. Eagles 32, America 32, NFL 32. For Biden, it's his 337th. It's 337 days after Biden's birthday, the 68th prime. Donald John Trump's 68, The Apprentice is 68. I'm not putting too much stock in that. I mean, there is an election thing here, but just the birthday things, I don't think it's that important, is what I'm saying. But yeah, the Amy Coney Barrett confirmation date being set is interesting. They're doing that on the 26th. It's the 101st NFL season. 101, the 26th prime. Philadelphia 101. Philadelphia, Revelation, Judgment. Anyway, today's date numerology 72. Jesuit order number 52. Eagles won Super Bowl 52. So I'll just pay attention to the Jesuit numbers because it's the 177th game as well. Today leaves 70 days left in the year. Giants does equal 70. And it's the 173rd regular season game. What's tricky about this is the 87 can play one of two ways. The Eagles can get their 87th win. Justice equals 87. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. They can play, but notice the Eagles can also get their 87th regular season loss as well. And Philadelphia Eagles is 87 and Justice is 87. So I hate that the 87 can play either way. And this is just a reminder of, it seems so weird to me that how they figured, it's just like, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, did I catch on to this code like just in the nick of time before like all of a sudden it all became just so much more complicated and difficult? 3-4 years ago, it was like things like this were not the norm, but there's just so many games where the riddles are just so tight now, it makes me scratch my head. So, anyway. 87, Ruth Bader Ginsburg just died at age 87, 187 days after her birthday. The one thing I could say in these stats that I do see from looking at Amy Coney Barrett's thing is she is going to be confirmed Monday, if that is what is to happen, on her 39th week of her age, right on the nose, 39, and Federal's 39. I just see how if the Eagles did lose, they'd get that 39th home loss. I just realized it's the 175th total game, too. We were just talking about that because number 26 on the Eagles, it's his 175th day of his age, and we're just saying how Los Angeles Lakers with the Kobe thing is 175. It is number 26 on Eagles' 175th day of his age. Fits in with Kobe Clue. Los Angeles Lakers 175. When Kobe's been brought into the Eagles games in recent years, it's definitely been a good thing for the Eagles. So the Eagles, by the way, have won 7 straight versus the Giants. Kobe, number 8, his first career. So if the Eagles won tonight, they'd get their 8th straight win versus the Giants. They've won their last 6 home games versus the Giants. So they've won 7 straight overall, home and away. They've won the last 6 home games. I suppose it would extend to 8 and 7, kind of like Philadelphia Eagles is 87 if they did it. The streak would extend to 8 and 7 with a win. Philadelphia Eagles equals 87. Whoop. I suppose if the Eagles won, they'd also get their 89th win. Los Angeles, California, 89. King James, 89. King James passes Kobe by the numbers this year in Philly. James is also 87. Yeah, and King James with the whole biblical thing too. Because if you look at the regular season game, if the Eagles won, they'd get their 87th win and their 48th home win. James 87. Whoops, let's say 87-48. Again, forwards and backwards. Plenty of number riddles with James in these numbers. So. But yeah, the Eagles could win their 8th straight. It starts with a Kobe tribute this morning on the NFL Instagram. The last time the Giants won was November 6th, 2016. Interesting date, 11/6, time of the 116th World Series. And the last time the Giants won in Philadelphia, when I saw this, I was like, wow, that's surprising. It was Philadelphia's birthday. Philadelphia was established October 27th. Hold on, I want to see how old they were on that day. Philadelphia date of establishment. Okay, so this is the day leaving 65 days left in the year. And again, Philadelphia is 65 in the most pure cipher. So is Christianity, the Church of Philadelphia in Revelation. And this date has 135 numerology, and Kobe Bean Bryant's 135, and Fly Eagles Fly is 135. Carson Wentz, the rookie record is 135th pass, was the first intercepted. So many riddles with 135 in Philly. But the last time they lost, was on Philly's birthday in 2013. So what is that? 318 years to 2000. So 331 years. On the 331st birthday, they lost. That's the 67th prime. 331, 67th prime. That was the 169th meeting, square root 13. 51 points in that game. But okay. Last time the Giants won, November 6, 2016. Last time they won in Philadelphia, October 27, 2013. And yeah, it does seem weird that the last time they would have won was Philly's birthday. It's like, what is that about? The Monday night game. The Monday night game will be on Philadelphia's birthday. And don't the Rams play on Monday night? Because now, if that's true, aren't the Rams at home on Monday night? Hosting the Bears? So the Rams are playing on Philadelphia's birthday. Kobe, LA, Philly. The Bulls, Chicago. LeBron, Kobe, Chicago. Los Angeles Rams is 52. If the Rams won, both teams would be 5-2. The Lakers won 52 games this year. We know it's synced up with the Pope. Rams would be 3-0 at home. Rams 30. Okay, but that's interesting. On Philly's birthday, the day leaving how many days will that be from Kobe's death? Let me see. 275 days, or a span of 276. I don't know what to think about that one. I don't know those numbers. About from Kobe's birthday. It's 65. That's weird. I never realized that before. So Kobe's birthday to Philadelphia's birthday is 65 days. And it's the day leaving 65 days left in the year. But there is definitely something up with this. Philly and LA. That was the big ritual, that game. The year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Granted, LA did lose that game to Philly. This will be 15 days after the Lakers won the championship, or a span of 16. Okay, but okay. The riddle is here. If the Eagles did win, again, they would be 2-4-1, like 241, the 53rd prime. Pennsylvania's 53, Vesica Pais is 53, Los Angeles is 53. They'd be 1-2-1 at home, kind of like 12-1. LA, 12-1. L the 12th letter, A the first. The Giants won, they'd be 1-3 away. The other thing about if the Giants lost, about being 1-6, in light of what we're saying here with 2-4-1. Again, 241, the 53rd prime, 53, the 16th prime. Biden can become the 16th president. But yeah, I realize there's a connection with these two games right now. And here, let me go down here. I have most of the stats for the Decode. I will post this later today. I just want to plug a few more things in here. Okay. So this is going to be the 93rd regular season game between the Bears and the Rams. I'm looking at this because I think that there's a direct link between these two games, and I'm just trying to see if I can figure out what that is. 93rd regular season game. Rams are 36, 53, and 3. Well, if they won, they would be 37 and 53. Los Angeles is 37 and 53. Bryant 37. Again, the Lakers just won the championship 37 weeks after his death. They'd get their 24th win as well at home over the Bears. And then it's the 95th game overall, and Los Angeles Lakers is 95. Here they're already on 37 wins, 54 losses. The 24 could go either way. If they stayed on 54, Kobe being Bryant's 54. Granted, it is the year of Super Bowl 55, and Chicago Bears' Super Bowl is 55. Chicago and Los Angeles are both 37. A lot of times in the regular season, it is the regular season stats that are more important. So the regular season looks good for the Lakers because of that, or not the Lakers, but the Rams because of that 37, 53, and 24. It's going to be Foles' 58th game. Oh, God. He'd get his 33rd win or his 26th loss. If he lost, he'd be 14 and 14 away. LA's got that 14 connection. In the regular season, he could get his 24th loss. Kobe, 24. And there's 14 games this week because 4 teams are on a bye. 12 on Sunday. Let me see the Gematria on week 7. Why? 7's got the 65 thing like Philadelphia. 770. Today leaves 70 days left in the year at the start of week 7. How perfect. Week 7 is 109 and 37 like Los Angeles. It ends with a game in Los Angeles and starts in Philly. Oh, man. I gotta plug this in about week 7. Okay. Okay. Week 7 begins on the day leaving 70 days in the year. When I go through as I continue to put in the information, I'm going to be looking for 70 in light of how that connects with this week. All right. So Philadelphia, Los Angeles, the way the week lines up. Something to watch for on Sunday is if home teams go 6-6. Because again, Revelation, which connects to Philly, is in the 66th book of the Bible. Lakers is 66. We know all the Lakers 66 stuff. The Dodgers are trying to become 6-6 in the time of LA in the World Series. If the Falcons win, they're 2-5 at home. Falcons 25. If the Lions lose, they're 2-4. Lions 24. There's something that bothers me about this game. We'll talk about that later. But on the surface, the Bengals, They could beat the Browns. They're making it feel like the Browns again. I'm just seeing if it looks like a week where it can happen any week in the NFL, but I'm just seeing how the games look. If it looks like 6-6, possibly in the cards. That last game is Bucks. This last game is a rematch of Super Bowl 37 as well. And what did we just say? Week 7 is 37 in the most pure cipher. So Sunday Night Football is a rematch of Super Bowl 37. And the Raiders used to be in Los Angeles. What was the score? That game was on the day in history that Kobe ended up dying. Kobe dies 17 years later. So NFL Instagram page starts with a tribute to Kobe Bryant for this week. Sunday Night Football pays tribute to Super Bowl 37, which was on January 26th. Again, 17 years before his death. NBA 17. Lakers won the 17th championship for the franchise this year in LeBron's 17th season. So again, I'm putting all this out there. I'm hoping it's getting your brain flowing because there's definitely some clues here for what the rituals and tributes are this week. All right, and we'll talk about the World Series next game tomorrow. They got number 50 on the mound, Charlie Morton. That's the Dodgers' target number. Get the 50th World Series for the NL. But here, I'm going to go out to the chat and open up the phone line and see what you guys think about today's game. One moment here. Almost got it open. Okay, the line is officially open. Joe Judge is from Philadelphia. Good catch. Let me confirm it. Joe Judge. Amazing. Amazing. That's funny. How many days is it to his upcoming birthday? I mean, just think about how perfect it all has to be for this game to line up on this day, and then Amy Coney Barrett, and today's 70 days. Of course it is, because today leaves 70 days left in the air. I guess that's not a surprise, but maybe I better look at that Amy Coney Barrett Gematria one more time. I remember it's a lot like Donald Trump. Oh, and it was Biden's 337th day of his age, the 68th prime. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Dak?
Hey, what's up, man?
I called you last week. I was telling you about Jalen Hurts, how he could have an impact in the Ravens game. Basically, I was calling you today to let you know he kind of could have a same impact in the game tonight. You said heartbreak. I don't know when your heart gets broken, I guess it kind of hurts. His last name is Hurt. Whenever they benched him, they did put in Tua. The same day that Alabama won, they benched him, and then Tua came in and won a championship.
Oh, yeah, of course. Jalen Hurts. Okay.
If that makes sense. So you could Google him right now, and they're talking about giving him a larger role. They're talking about starting him. Who knows? That's one. But that's not really important. The important thing for you to know is Miles Sanders is out. Boston Scott is starting running back. So maybe you have to change your numbers up or look at something different.
Who's out?
Miles Sanders, number 26, the running back.
He's not playing?
It says that. No, it says on the picture that you put, it says he's out. Like, if you read it, it says out, ruled out.
Okay, so it's not him. But DeSean Jackson's back.
DeSean Jackson's back, yes, of course. He's going to play tonight. And then the starting running back is Boston Scott. He's going to do good. Number 26 did good last week. But Boston Scott is a very good running back, the backup that they're going to start.
Okay, I'm going to check him out. I see that Jalen Hurts' birthday is 8-7, like Philadelphia Eagles is 87. Big number today. Justice 87. Today is today is 76 days after his birthday. Philadelphia 76ers. So,
That's crazy.
yeah, Jalen Hurts, maybe he makes it because I like what you're saying. That makes sense because Hurts gets pulled out of the game, so maybe that is the
They
riddle.
can start the same week. They could play the same week because there's been a lot of talk about
Right.
him playing. Like if you watched the game last week, like the Ravens were killing the Eagles, and then they put in Jalen Hurts, and he gave them the spark that they needed, and that's how they started scoring.
This would make a lot of sense. This would make a lot of sense. I'm liking a lot your thought here because, okay, it's 76 days, right? It's the Philadelphia 76ers. But remember, Mahomes signed the big contract on 7-6 this offseason. And again, the Acts 7-6 prophecy, which is biblical like Philadelphia. So I'm thinking Jalen Hurts is going to do something tonight. He's also 22 years old. Big number on the 22nd. So I like this right here.
Like he's in the their schemes a lot. Like there's plays where him and Carson Wentz are both in at the same time, and like you don't know who they're going to snap it to. Like they both have their hands open to catch a snap. You know.
I
So I
see.
feel like he could do something tonight.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. And the other thing is, he went to Alabama. When Kobe died, it was on the death of Bear Bryant, anniversary of Bear Bryant's death, who's the great Alabama coach. So
that's the same year that Braun won that year, did he not too, right?
say that again?
Did Braun win that year in the finals?
What year?
The year that Alabama won, because you know how Braun.
Well, there was a lot of riddles with LeBron and Alabama. That went on for several years. So
yeah, I think I got a lock for Bama this year. If Braun won a championship, I feel like Bama's going to get a win.
yeah, I think Saban's going to get his 7th. So Jalen Hurts' birthday is 8/7. And today is 76 days after his 22nd birthday. So, yeah, I think Jalen Hurts probably does something tonight. He makes his mark in the NFL.
Number 2. But yeah, all I was just letting you know was Miles Sanders is out. So.
All right, so it can't be him. So, okay, so he's off the board. And what about that safety? It doesn't look like he plays ever either, number 37. So maybe
I don't think he plays at all, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's not going to be them then.
He could play tonight.
But I like DeSean Jackson coming back today. I think DeSean Jackson does something.
I think he's going to do good tonight. He's been gone for so long. He's been hurt for like a whole year. Like it makes no sense.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to let you know about the Miles Sanders. I'm gonna let somebody else get to a call.
All right. I appreciate it.
Day, Zach.
Thanks, man. See you.
Of course.
Okay, so scratch the thoughts on 26 and 37. But DeSean Jackson interesting and Jalen Hurts definitely interesting. This could be your storyline right here. Jalen Hurts in the same week as Tua. And that's just how they love to do it. They make it seem like it's all just a big coincidence, right? The whole league's not scripted together. It's just all a big coincidence. Jalen Hurts' full name is 77. And look at that. It's 76 days after his birthday. Or it's his 77th day of his age. That's interesting as well. Okay. I think the guys who are trying to call in right now, for some reason, it's going straight to voicemail. I don't know. It does that sometimes, but if it keeps doing that, I guess I'll reset it. But yeah, the Jalen Hurts thing is really interesting. So.
Call from.
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Hey.
Hey, on MQ, one thing for the game tonight is the Eagles get that 33rd home win, and that'll match their away record. It'll be 33-22 at home and 33-22 away.
For the M Cube since 1966 stats?
No, for their overall home stat, they'd be 33-22. So that'll match their away stat too. So that'd be a full match if they win tonight.
Okay, I'm just putting it up here. So on M Cube, they got the Eagles versus the Giants. They got them at 65, 44 and 1, 32 and 22 at home, 33, 22 and 1 away. So yeah, I see what you're saying. So yeah, these stats are since 1966 because that's what the M Cube stats go back to, the first year of the modern era. Or maybe that's what it is actually. Maybe it's the modern era is where that's what it is. The M Cube stats go back to the modern era. So like this is the 51st Super Bowl of the modern era. Because I remember M Cube's missing stats, but sometimes it is interesting to look at their numbers because it's the modern era. That's what it is.
Yeah, because I look at them a lot. Like with your baseball stat, the one thing I saw yesterday was MQ. You were saying they were 6-2 the game before, but MQ had them at 5-2. So when they won, when the Dodgers won, it became 6-2.
Well, that's just because the MQ wasn't. That's just because the MQ probably wasn't updated yet. Sometimes they're way behind on it.
No, this was before they played the first game. They came in, they starting stat was 5-2 before the first game got played. When they won, when you called them winning, they became 6-2. Remember, I'm the person who keep telling you that the Dodgers 72 has not been playing, and it didn't play, and it became 6-3. So for some reason, Dodgers in 72 has not been playing, but it played. With your stat, it played, but according to MQ, it never played. That's why I haven't been messing with that 72 because it just hadn't been playing. And they went 6-3 yesterday, and I kind of picked up they would go 6-3 and then 7-3 today, but they'll go 5-6 because now Tampa Bay is at home. So Tampa Bay will get that 6 loss.
Huh? That's interesting that the M Cube stats are off. Or I mean that the other different from the other side.
It still worked the same way. There was times in the other series where I saw that, the other teams are going to win due to the stats. But like yesterday, I kind of picked up real quick that I saw the 6-2. Okay, they're going to go 6-3. The flip side is Tampa Bay will lose tonight. Tampa Bay will get the 6 loss. That's the 5-6 right there. So they're 5-5 at home. They'll be 5-6 when they lose tonight.
Okay. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that and see if this is which one's the right. The other one's a game different, so...
Like I said, you can still get the same stuff, but MQ, like you say, MQ sometimes be doing, because you got to add a game. If you forget to add a game, you can mess yourself up with MQ.
Right.
And one thing about the Bears game, I'm going to get you on this, Zach. Now, you just told us to stick with themes on Monday night. Your boy come in that game, Nick Foles is 3-0. He can be 4-0 against the Rams. He ain't lost against the Rams. He's undefeated.
Oh, yeah, no, I got to wait until we get the storyline for that game, but I see that there's something with Philly and LA going on, so I'm wondering if they move together.
Yeah, he's undefeated going in against the Rams. He ain't lost against the Rams yet.
Yeah. So there's already some parallels this season to the season that he won the Super Bowl. He beat Brady that year. He could beat the Rams again. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because I think they still setting up for Brady, Dallas. Kansas City. They going to damn Super Bowl. When they got Le'Veon, that was a wrap right there. So, I'm really looking at who come out the NFC now. That's the mystery.
Well, if I had to pick 3 teams out of the NFC, I would say it's either got to be the Seahawks, the Bucks, or the Bears. I think it's one of those 3 teams. So.
Okay. So I probably grab those 3 and put some on each one. I'm just being honest, because I got one already with Dallas. As far as division winners, I got Dallas winning. I got the Seahawks winning, Tampa Bay winning, Kansas City winning, and I got the Bears winning the North. So I pretty much got 2 teams already winning their division.
Yeah, remember the Madden simulation had the Super Bowl as the Bears beating the Chiefs on the back of Nick Foles. Chicago Bears is the only team in the league that equals 55 in the most pure cipher. And then we know what's up with the Brady thing, and I'm sure you know what's up with the Warren Moon and Russell Wilson thing. So.
Yeah, because I'm Wilson self-proclaimed himself the MVP, so I want to see how this works.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's all I have.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Call from.
Caller.
What's going on, Zach?
Hey, what's up, man?
I keep hearing you say about from Philly. It reminds me of Fresh Prince when you keep saying it.
Sure, and that was all synced up too. Kobe's death was perfectly synced with Will Smith. So.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you keep saying it started in Philly and ended, so I think that's definitely something that you said that caught me. And another thing I think we need to look into that I like is Michael Vick. Because it's week 7, he won 7, he played for Philly, and then I looked up for where Michael Vick's from, Newport News, and it's 53. in full reduction.
Where he's from? Where
I
again?
think Newport News, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, I typed in Newport News equals 53 in this full reduction. Then I typed in Virginia, also 53 in full reduction.
And where are we going with this though? That him being from Virginia, where's that fit in?
No, I'm saying Virginia equals 53. And 53, if they win Philly, they can be 2-4-1.
Oh, okay.
Their prime.
Because he was on the Eagles for a minute.
And yes, he was on the Eagles. I was like his second, like after from the Falcons, he came back, and then he was like, that was like Philly's like the team that gave him the second chance. Philly's the first team that gave Vic the second chance, and it's week 7, so I just thought that's definitely something we can look into.
Hey,
I typed in his own birthday.
Here's something better, real quick. It's not going to help us tonight, but the Lakers won their 17th championship on Will Smith's 17th day of his age. And he's 52, too, from his 52nd birthday, just like they won 52 games in the regular season. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then, so yeah, I'm liking the Eagles.
Yeah, it'll fit in with the Joe Biden thing. So that it's hard to go against the Giants 25 riddle, but Thursday nights where the usual riddles don't come through, and it's another narrative. So I'm wondering if it's DeSean Jackson's show tonight. We'll see.
What year was that?
2010, 10 years ago.
He ran that back?
2010, December 19th.
Was Vic on that team?
Let me see. Michael Vick stats. Let's see.
I think he might have been on that team.
Yeah, he was. He went to Philly in 2009.
Yeah, so Vic was on that team. He probably started that game. So what I'm saying is, I looked at Vic's birthday from today's date. It equals as 118 days.
It is. Yeah, I see that. And we were just talking about 118. So.
Yeah, so
crazy.
I'm just saying, Vic,
his birthday's the day Kobe Bryant was drafted in the NBA, June 26th.
Yeah, so there's definitely something going on there. That's why I just wanted to throw Vic in there. You can't skip Vic. It's week 7 and he wore 7. So
right.
And he played for Philly. So I just figured I'd throw that in there.
All right, appreciate it, man.
All right, bro.
That's it. Notice he won 38 games with the Falcons. Falcons 38. 20-20 with Philly. Here we are in 2020. 61 career games. Philadelphia 61. Yeah, man, that's crazy how the Lakers won their 17th championship on Will Smith's birthday. 17th day of his age. Crazy. All right. Again, if you guys got here late, we talked about how the first thing they put up on Instagram this morning was Kobe Bryant retelling the Eagles' comeback on the Giants when they were down 10-31, 41 points. The video's a minute 26 long. And, again, it's DeSean Jackson who's the star of that. If you missed it, you can just start the video over later and replace it. But seems like they're giving us a big clue with Kobe, DeSean Jackson, and because DeSean Jackson's making his return today, so.
From
Caller?
Yeah, what's up, Zach?
Hi, what's up?
You know how they call Biden Sleepy Joe, and they make a lot of references from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and there's a lot of cartoons about Snow White and the Seven Dems, like Democrats, and Sleepy Joe. Sleepy was a character of the Seven Dwarfs.
Uh-huh.
Well, the woman that they modeled Snow White after died yesterday. Her name was Marge Champion, and she died at 101 years old.
Huh. At 101, Philadelphia. 101.
Yep. Now, Snow White equals 46.
Biden can become 46.
Biden equals 101 also.
Oh, good catch.
Yeah, and I don't see this as something good for Biden, and I don't see it as something good for if you think this game is connected tonight with the election, the debate, if this death has something to do, is negative for Biden, then it might be positive for the Giants. I know I'm not trying to be contrary to what you're talking about.
Snow White 136. Snow White. Why am I getting so much feedback? All right, I'm muting you for a second. Snow White 136, the 16th triangular number. The DNC convention begins on the day leaving 136 days left in the year. The 16th triangular number.
So is that? I mean, I don't know. Does this connect to something negative for Philadelphia or positive? I don't think it's positive.
Where's this lady from? She's from Los Angeles. So.
Now here's another thing. Trump's campaign manager made fun of Kamala Harris, saying that she sounded like Marge Simpson. I think this story was back in August. And there was a lot of, Marge Simpson, her cartoon, and, you know how they do this funny stuff in the news. So they had Marge Simpson involved in that. What's interesting, Marge Simpson, the fictional character, is born, they say, on October 1st, another 101. So that's another connection to, Kamala Harris as the VP and the 101 to Biden as the president. I see another connection there. And this lady's name is Marge, who died yesterday, Marge Champion.
Huh, okay.
I mean, it's just, like you say, what are the odds that this person died a day before the election, and there's all this 101 connection?
Yeah, it is interesting.
So, I mean, I see this as something negative for Biden and the election, but then again, Snow White equals 46, and he would be the 46th president. So
Nashville TN, where they're having the debate tonight, is also 136 and 46. So same numbers.
Okay, so how do you see this then? Do you see it connected at all? It has to be.
Well, it's the same numbers we're talking about, 136-16. So.
All right, so is it positive or negative? That's what I'm asking.
Well, looks to me, I would read it as positive. So.
A death involving 101 in Philadelphia is positive for the game tonight? I don't get that.
Well, I thought you were asking me if it's a sign for Biden becoming 46. I mean, that's the way it looks to me. So. If Giants lose, they're 1-6. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna move on. That guy. The thing about the callers, he always calls in with like some stat. And he's all flustered. He's like, "What's this mean?" It's like got me all confused. It's like, why are you calling in with like something that might not even be related? That's got you all flustered. It's just like his calls are always that way.
Caller's voicemail. Goodbye.
Shit. You guys, if you're gonna call in with something, and I guess unless that's your job to just call in and just like add some confusing moment, I mean. But I'm just, after listening to some of these callers for 2 years, I'm just like, okay, this is the guy that always calls in and he's just all flustered about something that's not exactly related. And, oh, my God. It's like, well, why are you trying to determine the game? I mean, you called in like you were trying to make the pick off the game off the death of Marge Champion. Go find a different piece of information to make a call off the game off of.
Call from.
Caller?
Oh my God, I've been trying to get through for a second. Okay, I've got something pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Okay, so UFC this weekend. Hold on, let me get the video. UFC this weekend on 24/10. Right, this guy Khabib Nurmagomedov. Right, he's 28-0, undefeated. Right.
Let me go back to his dad's death. His dad died earlier this year.
Yeah. We can do that.
His dad died July 3rd.
He can become 12-1 in the UFC. His nickname is the Eagle.
Look at this. This is blowing my mind. So he lost his father 41 weeks after his birthday, which is 287 days. Remember, Father-Daughter Day was 287. They just did this number with LeBron, 41 weeks. So I'm just seeing that his father died 287 days from his birthday. But okay, you're going to say something.
I see that.
What are you going to say about him?
okay, so he's 28. He's undefeated in the UFC. And I was reading on SureDog. The article was the guy said, well, his nickname is the Eagle, and it says if the Eagle is going to lose, it's going to be in this particular one. But like I said, it's on UFC on 24/10, and he can become 12-1 in the UFC with the loss. The same way the Eagles can become 2-4-1 and 1-2-1 at home.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah, 2-4-1 and 1-2-1 at home.
Because his nickname is the Eagle.
Uh-huh.
So his from his birthday to the Eagles game today is 32 days.
Okay.
Like Eagles is 32. He's currently the lightweight division championship, and he's 32 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't think that's interesting that on 24/10 he can become 12-1, same way the Eagles become 2-4-1 and 1-2-1 the same.
No, I do think that's interesting. I'm just thinking more about it.
Something I thought of. Well, I just realized that he has a really long last name, Nurmagomedov. That's a 12-letter in his last name, and he's got 6 letters in his first name. So 1, 2, 6, like Kobe's death, and Kobe Eagles, flag was fly, all that stuff.
Right.
In an anagram, if you take out, so he's got 12 letters in his last name. If you take out 8 of them, and it's an anagram for Armageddon, without the Arma, it's Armgedon. And obviously this whole thing with Revelation and Armageddon and, Kobe's death and Kobe's entire thing having to do with the end of days and all this other crap, I don't know, just popped out to me. Not saying it's going to happen, but it was really interesting that...
What was the 12-1 stat you were saying for the fight?
He can become 12-1 in his UFC record. He's 12-0 right now in the UFC.
Okay, but he's 28-0 overall. I'm just looking at it on the surface. I noticed if the other guy loses, he's 22-3, like Philadelphia's 2-2-3, and he'd get his 29th win, and football's 29. So I mean, just right on the surface, looking at, because I think that's the big. I don't think the UFC fight stats are that important. I think it's more about their overall records, is what I've noticed. But
I think it's interesting that it's synced up with the Eagles game and him obviously defending his championship title, being that he's 32 years old right now.
I've never paid attention to him in the Eagles before, so
he hasn't fought in over a year.
I remember he prevented Conor McGregor from becoming 22-3. I do remember that. McGregor became 21-4. Because I predicted like 5-6 fights before McGregor had the chance to become 22-3 that eventually he'd be 22-3, and then he came into the Khabib fight 21-3, and then he lost that fight, so he never got to 2-2-3. But yeah, I just think it's interesting. This guy's on that same type of record, 22-2. And I think a lot of people called this fight earlier this year, because I remember when this guy became 22-2. That was a big number this year with the Chiefs thing. So
2-2-2.
Yeah, I'd go back. So I haven't decoded this fight, but measure from his last fight to this fight and Khabib. I mean, normally the riddle's in there in the numbers. So
yeah, I didn't see too much there. I mean, if I'm being practical, I'm not gonna say that he loses, but the SureDog article did say that the title is if and it says in quotations, the Eagle ever loses, it will be at UFC 254.
Really? I'm just measuring from... That's this Saturday? Let's see. His father died July 3rd. I just want to see if there's anything interesting with that. October 24th, 2020. It's 113 days after his father's death. That's interesting. Eagles is 113.
Like Kobe.
Well, and Eagles is 113. So...
And Eagles too, God.
Yeah. Yeah, and Kobe Bryant's 113 exactly. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, I would just do all the things. Measure.
So.
Measure from the last fight. Make sure somebody can't pick up the win or loss that corresponds with the opponent. Like, does the opponent's name equal 29? If his opponent name equals 29, then he'll surely get his 29th win. But I always look for those things in fights. If they can pick up the win or loss versus the opponent name, that's always a really good sign. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this guy, who knows? He does have a 30 in his name, I believe. So he could just end up becoming 30. And like you said, it's 113 days.
Are you saying Khabib has a 30 in his name?
Yeah, Khabib has a 30 in his name, or the Eagle, or it was one of those things.
Eagle is 30, yeah, if he got to 3-0. Or 30-0, yeah, I see what you're saying. And today's 113, or this fight's 113 days after his dad's death, the 30th prime. So
it could be like a setting him up to get that 30th, yeah. I just wanted to point that out. That was interesting that it seems like it's a sync. I mean,
the other number I would look for in the fight is if the other fighter's name happens to equal 60. If the other fighter has a clear connection to 60, then I'd think Khabib has a chance to lose. Yeah, because 281's the 60th prime. So.
Is there anything with Eagles in 60?
Well, not that I know of. No, not that I know of.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to point that out. I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking that the Eagles are going to hit that 241 number and 121. Not sure if this guy's going to do it though.
Yeah.
But I guess both of the Eagles could win.
Yeah. We'll see.
In a sync.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, for sure.
Appreciate it. See you.
Yes.
Okay. And hold on, Rod was trying to call in.
What's going on, Zach?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. So for the what you were just talking about, that Justin, that's his opponent. His last name equals 29 in his spirit cipher.
Oh, Khabib's opponent equals 29?
In his spirit cipher.
Yeah.
So I was all over that already. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you look for. So.
Yeah. Another thing. So the Bears won on Sunday, the 18th of the month.
Right.
18 Bears in full reduction. Today is 22 of the month.
Eagles
is 22. So that could be something.
I agree. And Jalen Hurts has this nice sync with the game. And Jalen Hurts is 22 right now. I think Jalen Hurts and DeSean Jackson are the players to watch tonight. And again, just I know how much stuff they've done with 16 and Joe Biden. So I'm thinking even though Giants and 25 is normally the number, I won't be surprised if it doesn't hit tonight because of the 16 thing. So.
Right. Yeah, man. It's to go against the 25 today is it's really like a slap in the face. I think one of your callers had pointed out it's almost like somebody sitting in the room and trapping us with the numbers, because not only does Giants equal 25, they turn around and play Tampa Bay next in Tampa. So it's like, who does that? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's what sucked me in last week on the game that I shouldn't have got sucked in on. The Lions
and the
exactly. Yeah, because I was thinking that 15 thing was going to play that way, but I didn't. So.
It's crazy how they do it, man. It's more people catching on, more people, so they putting in double narratives. But yeah, it's amazing how to buck against the 25 tonight. It's amazing, but you was all over it. But it is amazing too how DeSean Jackson coming back all of Sunday night, and 41 days after his birthday. So, and then that was a nice thing that you said too with the it starts in Philadelphia and it's going to end in Los Angeles. So it makes sense for Philly probably to go 2-4-1, kind of like the 53rd prime Los Angeles. It's telling you Los Angeles, you know.
Right. That's what I'm seeing in it. I do hate Thursday night football. I'll be so mad if the Giants win. I'm just like, oh my god, they just finally give us the number right on the surface, because that's what they've been doing on Thursday night football at just primetime period. It's just like that Dallas 13 thing was there for the Cardinals, but once they gave us the Kyler Murray narrative, I was like, there it is, 7-0. So.
Right.
I heard you liked the Cardinals even before that stat came out.
Yep.
What was it that you had that had your confidence in the Cardinals before you even knew about that stat?
No, that game was hard. It was double coded, but it was the 42, and then they turn around back and play the Seahawks. Seahawks is 43 in the spirit cipher.
Right. Yeah. And they said that right at the beginning of the game, too. They mentioned that Kyler Murray was 6-0 in AT&T Stadium and 42-0 in high school, and then he becomes 4-2 in Arizona, 42. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I pretty much. And then if they do go 241, like the 53rd prime, that's kind of like the reflection of 35, which is Thursday, like, you know.
Right.
Thursday, 35. So you'll still get that 35 in their record. And I'm just thinking it's a bad game to bet. But I just think with that 241 on the board, I think that's the better play. But that, like I said, it's double coded because it can go to 225, can go either way. Biden also equals 25 too in full reduction.
Oh shit! I was overlooking that Biden's got a 25 connection. Huh? He sure does.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's amazing how they doing this stuff right now. It's almost like you can wait for a stat and just hope that the stat is right. The gem that they give you, because they always give it to you. You know. So.
Right. I haven't seen him put it out, though, so far today, but it's still early in the day. But I'm looking for that story.
Another stat. You said this, but you got to... So Philly has beat Giants 7 straight, and they have beat the Giants 7 straight years in Philadelphia. So if they won today, it'll be like 8-8, and I know Trump is 88.
And Kobe, with the Kobe clue this morning. So...
So, yeah, they can beat them 8 straight years in Philadelphia, and they can beat the Giants 8 straight times overall. They beat the Giants 7 straight, and they beat the Giants 7 straight in Philadelphia.
Huh.
So they could do an 8-8 thing, or just stop at the 7-7. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah, it is, because the 25 is right on the surface. But I just know on Thursday Night Football, the big bait is what keeps killing me, and the big bait tonight's that 25. So.
Yeah. But man, that's all I had. I'm still listening, man. I'll let you get back to it.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Ron.
No problem.
All right, see you, man. I better check out this Darius Slayton too, because he's their star receiver this year. Let me see. Where's he from? He's from Georgia, number 86. Or he's a star receiver for the Giants. His birthday, January 12th. Well, I don't see anything super interesting with that. 82 days to his upcoming birthday. But yeah, that is true. The game is on the 22nd and Eagles is 22. What was I gonna... The people out for the game. Again, Ertz is missing. You got a tackle missing for the Eagles. Defensive tackle out. Jeffrey's also out. So Wentz is down. Ooh, man, he's missing Jeffrey and Ertz. So those are his two big playmakers in the receiving game. And I got to look at that running back for the Eagles that the caller told me about. So just on the surface, because of that, I mean, that's the kind of thing that sets up the narrative for a Giants possibly, because they're missing two of their big playmakers on offense. But then again, if it's all a script, it doesn't need to matter. The Niners were all banged up against the Rams. Boston Scott. Boston. What a name. Okay, he's from Louisiana too. April 27th. I just want to see how it lines up with his birthday. His birthday this year, because it was a leap year, was the 118th day of the year. We were talking about that number earlier. It's 178 days after his birthday, or his 179th day of his age, the 41st prime. And again, that was the number we talked about in a big way with this Instagram Kobe tribute. They start with a score at 41 total points. Where do I put this note at? October 20. Today's game is on the 179th day of Boston Scott's age, 41st prime. Okay, so 41 Kobe. Boston passed on Kobe. Let's see, Boston Scott. His name is 135, like Kobe being Bryant, like how Philadelphia's date of establishment's a day with 135 numerology. And what is it? It's the Kia David. If you're out, the Kia David is 135. That's within the Revelation passage about the Church of Philadelphia. Fly, Eagles, fly. Also 135. So Boston Scott. Yeah, he could be a top performer tonight. DeSean Jackson, very interesting. Because that's that highlights about with Kobe. DeSean Jackson's kick return to win the game in the big comeback over the Giants. And he just happens to come back tonight. All right, Boston Scott. I'm just trying to think if there's more about that name. Let's. All right, hold on. NBA Finals history. When was the last time the Lakers beat the Celtics? Let's see. All right, Lakers. By the way, the NBA season's supposed to resume on December 1st, the next season. That's what I just heard. They're trying to bring back the next NBA season on December 1st, 1-2-1. That makes me think if they do bring it back on that day, 1-2-1, keep in mind tonight's game, because this riddles with Kobe and Philly. The Lakers' next championship could be over Philadelphia. Philadelphia 61 the 18th prime, Finals 61 the 18th prime. Ben Simmons missed the playoffs this year. That could be the difference next year. But, so 2010. So actually, God, okay, so the highlight that they have Kobe narrating is from 2010. This is what I want to see. If their last championship was over Boston, it was. So they beat Boston that year, 10 years ago. Okay, this is starting to make more and more sense. Lakers beat Boston in the NBA Finals in 2010, the year of the DeSean Jackson highlight that Kobe narrates. Again, this is our clue today from the NFL Instagram page. So, in case you guys got here late, if you go to Instagram.com, and then if you search NFL, you'll get their page. And they've added a few. Apparently there's an Instagram page called GematriaEffectNews. That's not me, but this story right here. 10 years ago, DeSean Jackson, 55, the 10th triangular number. But I had loaded this up this morning. I was like, you got to be kidding me. 1:26. And again, just started to look more and more at this. It's about DeSean Jackson. DeSean Jackson's returning this week, 41 days from his upcoming birthday.
Who from?
Caller? Hello.
Yo, Zach, I've seen this recommended video pop up on my YouTube channel, and it's from that finals you were talking about. In Game 2, Doc Rivers, he had jumped out, and he ran out on the court to call a timeout. You won't believe what time the clock stopped at. 1:26 with 17 on the shot clock.
Huh, crazy.
That is crazy, man.
And what game was that again?
Game 2. It came up on my YouTube recommended.
All right, is this the 2010 NBA Finals?
Yep, in Game 2.
Yeah? Huh. Very interesting.
You'll see a video for it on YouTube. It got like 2 million views now. 10 years ago.
Huh.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to point out, though.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep, sure.
That's it. Yeah, this highlight they put out, the Eagles come back. I mean, wouldn't it be something if, can you imagine if the Eagles won this game on a DeSean Jackson punt return? Because you just think about the narrative. If the Eagles are going to win tonight, they're missing their playmakers, right? Their running backs out. Their tight ends out. Zach Ertz caught the winning Super Bowl. Jeffrey, who was a huge part of that playoffs, making all the big catches in the playoffs, he's out. So who's back tonight? DeSean Jackson, like 10 years ago. Boston Scott on his 179th day of his age. I mean, it looks just in light of them giving us storylines and following the storylines. Granted, this storyline is not as clear as Kyler Murray can become 7-0 in AT&T Stadium, but if this is the clue they're going to give us today, and you can watch and continue to see what they update on their page. Since then, they put out this, which gave us nothing. Just tonight's Thursday Night Football. Wentz is in the shot. Playoff picture in week 7? To start week 7? Seahawks and Steelers was... What Super Bowl number was that? Super Bowl 40? They say that was the biggest... Even in the mainstream, they say this is the most rigged Super Bowl ever. Jerome Bettis... They got the Bears and the... Isn't that interesting that they put this out, though? Because this is the final game of the week. Cardinals are in the playoff picture right now. Amazing. The Cowboys are in the playoff picture. I love it. 4 seed because of the divisions. Okay. I'm thinking if we should keep this because they're giving us this to start week 7, right? The big 7 connection is that Brady could get his 7th championship this year. Face the Cardinals in their little thing. But then they put up this top plays against the Giants. I guess we can watch this real quick. 1988, week 6 also. Eagles come back to number 83, football 83. Okay, so that was a week 6. How many years ago? 88. That's 32 years ago. Eagles 32. Look like Randall Cunningham. All right. 1960, week 9. Black and white. How do you know what team it is? So it's interesting that the narrative's all in favor of the Eagles this morning. Caller?
Hey, Zach. So, look, like today, 10:22, so like 122. So that's another one. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania equals 122. I forgot to tell you.
Why are we connecting Pittsburgh to today? Just because it's Pennsylvania?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but 122. Because the day is kind of like 10:22. So,
but it's Philadelphia. But Philly, right?
Yeah. Right. But that still could be another connection. That's what I was saying. Along with it being the 22nd of the month.
Okay, you saying that though just made me think of something that I was forgetting about. Always talk about Los Angeles in 118. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is also 118, and it's also 253, the 22nd triangular number. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 253. So.
Okay, let me see. Is Pope Francis? Is that any ties to Philadelphia?
You saying Francis?
Pope Francis.
Well, just the biblical connection, just because Philadelphia is biblical. But
that's
Pope,
a 122 connection too.
But Pope's 52. Eagles won Super Bowl 52. Lakers just won 52 games in the regular season. Los Angeles Lakers and Pope Francis both equal 175 plus 122, kind of like how today's. And Kobe, when Kobe had that big game, it was on 122, similar to today, 1022.
Oh yeah. It's definitely too many connections to Philly today. Okay.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, that 87 can play either way, but we saw that Jalen Hurts' birthday is 87. If you write out Number of the Beast, it's 87, just because Kobe had that career high in his 666th game on 122. So, yeah. Here's something else I noticed about the Instagram. Like, when the Chiefs game started earlier this week, the Chiefs and the Bills game, it was early in the game and it was a close game, but if you looked at the NFL Instagram page, they had 3 or 4 highlights up from the game, and they were all Chiefs highlights. And I thought, 3-point game right now, but all Instagram wants to show you about the NFL is what the Chiefs are doing. And again, we like the Chiefs, but I just noticed, because I'm going to start paying attention more to this and see how many clues they're putting out here. But I thought that I was like, it seems like all they want you to know about is the Chiefs, even though it's a close game. So, and then sure enough, the Chiefs won the game in the second half.
Right. Right.
But yeah, right now the two stories this morning are the greatest comebacks. So that's something to think about. Could this be a comeback game tonight? If you're a real-time bettor, maybe you wait for the Eagles to get in a hole tonight. Because you got the great comeback narrated by Kobe Bryant for their first story of the day. And now you have the top 5 plays against the Giants. And I just saw one of them was like the miracle in the Meadowlands or something. So, again, it could be a comeback narrative tonight for the game.
Comeback situation. Okay, I got it. There'll probably be a lot of points too. They last 10 games, 8 out of 10. Pretty much they go over. So that could be another look. It's 45 too. I found that very strange. 45 over and under. So they got to put up 46 to get it. No, Thursday equals 46 also.
Philadelphia 4.5-point favorite. The over/under at 45. The night of the last debate. Trump number 45. Holy Bible 45. Always getting biblical with Philly. Yeah, that's interesting. Double 45.
Yep. Yep. 7 days. Kind of 70 left, like 7. Perfect day of the week. 7th day. It's all, everything there. So, I see where I'm going with that. But I appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it, Rod. Thanks, man.
All right.
See you. But yeah. Here, let's just sit here and watch it. This is from the beginning right here. Randall Cunningham, 4-yard touchdown pass, week 6, 88. Trump 88, the debate tonight. Okay. I forget what number Cunningham wear. What is he, 12? 12 to 83 to wrap it up. Randall Cunningham equals 95. He had the death of his son by that 95 riddle earlier this year.
DeSean.
Caller?
What up, Zach? This is DeSean.
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm a little behind on the live stream, but I figured you were taking calls and you were connecting LA and Chicago and Philly.
Right. I was just talking about how it's interesting how NFL Instagram page gives a story of Kobe Bryant narrating the Eagles' great comeback against the Giants in 2010 with DeSean Jackson kicking it off with the punt return. And then DeSean Jackson returns tonight, 41 days from his birthday. And we know about Kobe Bryant dead at 41 and all that.
Right.
So I'm just looking at this.
I was going to...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just saying...
I was just going to tell you, with the connection with Chicago and L.A., too, LeBron's teammate, Unibrow, is from Chicago.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And they're chasing Jordan.
He may be tied into it too, some type of way, because he wears Kobe's shoes now. They got the Kobe Bryant AD edition.
Right. And again, they're chasing Jordan from Chicago, so.
Right. And remember, after the finals ended, they were asking Anthony Davis about comparing him to Michael Jordan. So there's some type of connection here with all of this. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's a reason why he made sure that they got AD from the Pelicans and all of that. So there's a deep connection to it. I haven't been able to figure it out yet, but I'm still looking as well. But I just wanted to throw that in there because you made that connection, and I know AD is definitely connected to Chicago big time because he was in the Barbershop movie that they filmed in Chicago with Ice Cube.
Right. Yeah, it's all a big web of athletic actors. So I'm seeing this highlight right here. They're showing right here. This highlight is the Giants fumble the ball. Number 46 in the defense picks it up and runs it in for a touchdown. I'm just watching these highlights they're putting up on Instagram from back in the day between Giants and Eagles. 46. That's the Biden number.
Right, yeah. So. And that was the score last night. 4-6 in the Dodgers game, right?
It was. It sure was.
So,
and LeBron
LeBron
just became 4-6 in finals. Chicago 46.
Right.
Yeah.
Then one more thing I wanted to throw at you was we talked the other day about the national championship being on 111.
Right.
The college football.
Right.
And
right.
So now Tua's making his first start on 11-1. So there's a connection there too.
There is, and if Jalen Hurts gets in the game tonight for the Eagles, then he can do something tonight the week Tua makes his debut. Because, again, Jalen Hurts got benched at halftime, down 0-13, and then Tua brought the comeback. in the game All About 13 at Alabama 13. And again, Kobe died on Bear Bryant's birthday. Or not birth, but Kobe died on the same day Bear Bryant died in history, and he was the Alabama coach. And then the Nick Saban game where he had coronavirus was synced up. So I think Alabama's looking real good for the championship right now.
Yeah, I definitely think so, too. Because I know that's not by accident that he's starting on 11-1, and, you know, they're playing in that national championship. And they're playing in Miami,
Right.
who was playing at, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that 1-11 and 11-1, that's not a coincidence.
And Tua's first games against L.A., who passed on him. Or no. L.A.'s playing Miami, Tua is playing against L.A., and again, Miami and L.A. are the 13 cities. And then L.A. has Herbert, who came from the Ducks, another 13. So, yeah, they're going to tell us something with these games this week. And what would be interesting is if something like Hurts and Herbert both got their wins this week. To me, that would be a real good sign for Alabama. If Hurts comes in here and he's a meaningful contributor in the Eagles game. So...
Oh, yeah, so Jalen Hurts is in Philadelphia this year.
Right, and they're saying they need to get him involved in the game. And today just happens to be 76 days after his birthday in Philadelphia, 76ers, Riddles.
Yeah. He's going to probably score a touchdown tonight.
Or be involved in some play he could throw the ball to somebody. It could be some trick play.
Yeah.
And again, I'm wondering if there's going to be a punt return for a touchdown just because that's the first thing they give us is the DeSean Jackson punt return game-winning touchdown, narrated by Kobe.
Yeah. And he's coming back from his injury tonight, and he's been practicing the last couple of weeks because they've been saying that, you know, it was a chance he could come back, but tonight he definitely makes his return, which to me is, I mean, we know what's going on.
41 days from his birthday? Come on, with the Kobe Bryant narration. And Instagram has to make the Kobe Bryant narration clip a minute 26 long.
Right, the day he died. Well, I mean, you know, they're all a part of it. I know you know.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm just trying to figure out, I don't want to be on the wrong side of this riddle, but it's looking like there's some things here that...
I think it's going to be Eagles, man, because I think that Dodgers game gave us a big clue last night.
4-6.
With that score being 4-6, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah. That's true. So, and I don't know if you got here late, but the other thing we noticed is Will Smith, the actor from Philly to L.A., like in The Fresh Prince. I just realized that the Lakers won their 17th championship on Will Smith's 17th day of his age, because Kobe's death was all synced up with him too.
Right. Yeah, because I remember when you used to make the connection with him in that Bel Air jersey, and yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's amazing how they do it, man. It's amazing.
It is indeed. I gotta check how long the DeSean Jackson official punt return for a game-winning touchdown was, because I think the whole clue's with DeSean Jackson tonight since he comes back.
Yeah, watch it be 17 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, I want to see exactly how many yards it is.
He fumbled the ball, picked it up, and
ran back, found the hole, ran right through it. Game over.
Yeah.
The Eagles became 6-7 in that game. Black Mamba's 67. He's narrating.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Giants. Oh, that's crazy, man. The Giants became 2-11 in that game. Black Mamba is 2-11 and 67. What? And then he went on to win the finals that year. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but we know, I mean, we we're seeing more and more how everything is synced together. We just got to make the connections, because I think, once we can figure that out, how they're doing it.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like they're playing mind games. So it's like yesterday, I know that 73 plays for the Dodgers all the time. I know that 118 plays for LA all the time. And I went against that because all the things that have been playing consistently have not been playing in the postseason. So... it's just like, okay, one day that super strong riddle's just not coming through, then it doesn't come through again, and then the third day it does. It's like, come on, what are they doing with this?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because, I mean, some people say it's because of how the money is laid down on the games, but I don't think that has anything to do with it, because, I mean, the only people who worry about money is people who don't have money.
people with the money, they're printing it, so they don't care. They don't have.
They just want to make sure other people don't have it. They want to take away their monies like the game. They're like, all right, here's where the majority of the money's at. This is where it's going. So.
But see, the first 2 nights of the World Series, all the money has been on the Rays.
Huh.
Well, majority of it. I'm not going to say all of it, but majority of the money has been on the Rays. And that's why it was kind of confusing to me last night, because I went ahead, I took the Dodgers as well, and, I'll be working a little more overtime, because now just...
I know, man. The Dodgers...
Now, I don't know. I was just on the wrong side of that one. But I was on the wrong side of everything. I took, them to not score a run in the first inning, and bam, home run first inning. Right?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of scoring in the World Series in recent years.
Yeah. Well, in baseball in general, period, because it seems like that's what, they want, to draw more attention to it, or, get more fans involved, is to, have more higher scoring games.
Right.
Unless I go to a game in person, it's hard to watch it on TV.
You gotta have played baseball and like understand pitching and just like really appreciate it to watch it, because otherwise it's boring. That's why I always say to people, I say if you didn't play baseball, it's probably super boring to watch.
Yeah, I played it, growing up, for a long time actually. So I'm just always was a sports fan in general until I came across the knowledge. Now I'm not as invested as far as just watching every single game, and all that kind of stuff. But
right.
Yeah, but yeah, they're definitely doing something, man, with these riddles, man, and there's got to be a larger connection, because I can see how they could flip a game and all that kind of stuff, but I would think when it gets down to World Series and all that kind of stuff, they kind of need their numbers to line up. But
right, yeah, I do too. I think it's pretty much by the script. But the thing is, in a series, you could flip a game here and there. So you got some games to work with in a series. But Super Bowl and whatnot.
And what threw me off
Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but what threw me off was as soon as I saw the line for the game, it was a red flag in my head, and I still went with the Dodgers, because I knew that line was just too low. If they're going to give you the Dodgers, I just knew it.
Yeah, that was the one thing, because normally when the Dodgers win, they're like negative 170, negative 210. So they were 130
exactly.
yesterday.
It's going to be at least 160 or better, or maybe 155 or something like that. They're not just going to let you get away with a 130 line like that. And I knew better. As soon as I saw the line, I saw it.
Yeah.
But I was just, I was focused on them going up 2-0.
Yeah, and I saw the narrative that if they won the first 3, I was like, wow, that'd be 13-7, and that's a big number with both teams. It's possible if it's all about the Dodgers this year, but I should have stuck with the original thought, because the normal numbers that go either in or against LA's favor were there, and they played against them 7-3 and 11-8. Those are big LA numbers, and it's just this postseason has just been so weird that so often the really consistent numbers of teams have just not played. So I was like, maybe it's just more about this 13-7 narrative. It's the Dodgers' year, but wasn't that. So, yeah, that was regrettable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it happens, though, man. It's all good. But, yeah, I'm going to keep listening in, man, try to catch up on the rest of the live stream.
All right.
You have a good one.
Yeah, take care, man. See you.
And I'll be calling you again if I see anything else with this too, or anything with Alabama, because I'm locked in on this, man. I just, like I said, this 1-11 and 11-1, there's some type of deeper meaning behind this.
Well, look for the coach or team who has a connection to 111, because it's possible that's the number for the other team that's there.
Right. Yeah, I'll look into that.
I'm just seeing if Crimson Tide are... Yeah, we should look for the 111 team. So.
Yeah, you think it's Clemson?
Well, Clemson would make a lot of sense to be there, 111 or not.
Right.
Yeah, I would look at how things line up with Trevor Lawrence and the coach there, Sweeney. I missed the football college player death story that normally happens in the off season. Maybe they haven't done it yet. Somebody will die, unfortunately, because they always sync up some college death with these championship games. Unless I missed it.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen anything either. Not yet, anyways.
By the way, DeSean Jackson, his winning punt return was 65 yards, which is funny because Philadelphia is 65 and the most pure cipher in their birthdays. The day leaving 65 days left in the year. And I learned earlier that from Kobe's birthday to Philadelphia's birthday is 65 days as well. So DeSean Jackson's winning punt return was 65 yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
See if I can find the highlight of it.
The Philadelphia.
See how much time went off the clock.
Philadelphia, their other big play that game was a 65-yard touchdown pass from Vic to the tight end. Sell it. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of 65s played that night.
Yeah, that's a Philly number. All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem, man. Take care.
I'll see you. Okay. Philadelphian 65. And I think Kobe's dad, he might have his birthdays. I think Kobe's dad was 65 when Kobe just died. Yeah, he just had his birthday just the other day, October 19th. So he was 65 when Kobe died, Kobe's father. Huh. Okay. Well, this might not be as clear of a clue as Jalen Hurts, but again, just looking for narratives. Kobe, DeSean Jackson, Philly, LA. Highlight reel on it. I mean, why did NFL decide to go with the feel good Eagles story?
From
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It's Bart.
What's up, man?
Hey, I got a couple of cool things for you. I went to the grocery store.
Okay.
I just came back, and by the self-checkout register, I found some change, so I took it. I always pick up money when I see it.
Sure.
Somebody left it there. I'm like, it's mine now. So I just put it in my pocket. I didn't count it. When I got home, I counted it, and I'm like, holy shit! I found 22 cents on the 22nd of October.
Huh.
And Jalen Hurts is 22 years old.
Right.
And there was seven pennies, a nickel and a dime, and he was born on August 7th, so 7/22.
Right.
I was
right.
like, this is freaking weird. And I pulled up when I got home. I also noticed that my neighbor's license plate, he's got a White Sox license plate, and it's so strange. It says Evil 18, like the evil Jesuits. I kid you not. I'll post it on Free to Find Truth.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
It's abbreviated EVL 18. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I kind of have a theory behind the White Sox hats. Like all the rappers are wearing White Sox hats. Maybe because they resemble like the checkerboard, the white and the black checkerboard, because the Sox have white and black colors.
That could be part of it. It also equals 42. So.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, true. And I got a great story. I got a great Uber story for you. Yesterday I was Ubering. I did 13 rides, but the entire time in my car I had your. I was listening to your Decode on the sports yesterday, and I had it on all the time in the car while driving passengers. And then when your TFR show came on, I had that on as well. And I just tell people, I'm listening to this radio show. It's pretty interesting. It's wild. It's about this and that. And some people were interested, and actually a lot of the people were like, wow, this is interesting. And one guy actually like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I won't put in my headphones. I'll listen to your show and see what it's all about. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I had this one guy. Now this was really awesome. So we're listening to it, and you were saying something about like the Giants win, then Trump will be president. The Eagles win, it's a possibility that Biden will be president. And the guy's listening to it, and he's like, "Huh, sounds like an episode of The Simpsons with the predictive programming." I'm like, "Well, yeah, exactly." I'm like, "It's interesting you brought up The Simpsons." Then I started talking to him about you, what you do, and you just wrote a book and all that stuff. And then he says, "You know what? I had a dream." I mentioned that it seems like we're living in the Matrix with all these numbers and everything's interconnected and the sports and news and politics and entertainment. And he's like, "You know what? I had a dream the other day I told my girlfriend about it. It's like I'm feeling like I'm living in the Matrix. And then he says to me, he goes, you know what? I've been having thoughts about this because this is, and he tells me there's no coincidences. There's no way there's coincidences. There's too much shit going on. It makes you like wonder what the hell's going on. And then he goes, but I'm thinking, do you think there's like one organization that's behind it? I'm like, oh my God, let me tell you about who it is. And so I started talking about the Jesuits and the 201 number and all this stuff. And he brings up another interesting thought. He goes, you know what? It seems like they're creating chaos so they could put back order and like control humanity. I'm like, oh my God, that's their motto, order out of chaos. But anyway, to make the long story short, we pull over, I'm about to drop him off, and he goes, you know what? I had conversations like this with several Uber drivers, but not like this one. And he goes, you know why? Because you're actually giving me the proof who's behind it. And I gave him your channel. He wrote it down, so he's definitely going to be watching your stuff. And I told him to watch the movie They Live. And he was like, yeah, you're the first person that's actually given me proof. Just like you're always saying that all these truth seekers out there are talking shit, oh, it's Bill Gates, it's this, it's that, but nobody's got like the real proof like you do. So I thought that was really interesting. And he tipped me $5. So
that's nice, man. Yeah, that's cool when people tip you for the information, because I had the same experience. I was driving for Uber and Lyft for 3 months and just teaching people about this in the car. Well, if they seemed interested, I didn't tell everybody. I imagine the same's true with you, but yeah, I had people that, especially baseball fans. Baseball fans like would get excited and they're like, "Wow, this is the coolest thing I ever heard." So, because baseball's a really good way to teach gematria. Baseball's one of the best ways to teach it. So.
Yeah, I had a guy that he's like, yeah, I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm listening to this guy. I'm listening to the show, and he decodes sports, and so I just turned it on and let him listen. He's like, wow. He was like every couple seconds, like, wow. What? Whoa. I'm like, wow, this guy's really kind of getting blown away by this information, but he's like, wow, that's pretty fucking interesting, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he does it every single day, man.
Yeah.
And I told him, I gave him the example of how the Dodgers won, and they did a tribute to the 1988 World Series. And he's like, holy shit, wow. So, yeah, pretty much every single person was exposed to you yesterday, all 13 rides.
Well, I appreciate it, man. That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pounding the pavement and loving it.
Yeah, it's fun. That was I kind of miss driving for Uber and Lyft because you get so many opportunities to talk to so many people in the day. So, yeah.
I'm actually going to put together a flyer that's going to have like your website. I actually started a website that I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to put some important information about Event 201 and stuff like that. So when I do have somebody that's really interested, I can just give them a flyer. He goes,
well, all I'm going to say, here's my one warning, is don't get yourself in trouble, because you don't want to get the asshole in the car who complains, and then they take away, like, your privilege to drive. So I just...
Oh, yeah.
I just be careful, because it sounds like right now you're in a good place. You go too far, that asshole person who doesn't say anything might be the one that complains. Because I've seen people lose their ability to ride over some really minor stuff, and who knows how these big companies align at the end of the day. So I'd be careful with some things.
Yeah. You're right. But I'm still going to make up the flyers, because I could be driving by, or when I get out of my Uber and I go get something to eat, I could hand out people's flyers as I'm walking by them. There's a lot of people on the north side of Chicago. There's a lot of people walking around. So.
Sure.
Especially downtown. So, all right. But I thought that was a cool story to share with you, and keep up the good work. And today I'm going to take Philly. I'm going to do a small parlay, and I'm going to bet my house on it. But it looks like they gave us the scenario. They gave us the script, basically.
The Kobe thing, yeah. The 25 is the one big threat. I had to look up what Doug Peterson's record was as an NFL quarterback who's now the coach of the Eagles. He was 2-5 against the Giants for his career. So,
oh wow,
it's amazing. That's normally the number, but yeah, Thursday nights have been more about narrative. So,
yeah. Well, I'll do a little parlay with DeSean Jackson doing a punt return, and maybe Trey Sullivan doing an interception.
Well, the Trey guy, I might just leave that out because it looks like he hardly ever plays.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he never plays, so I would just let that one go. But what is interesting is the running back who's running for the Eagles tonight. His name is, let me get his name again. What is it? Boston Scott. He's the running back for the Eagles tonight. Because the Eagles are missing two of their big players. They're missing their tight end Ertz, and they're missing their big receiver Jeffrey. So tonight's offensive weapons are DeSean Jackson, who's back coincidentally, and Boston Scott, who happens to be playing on his 179th day of his age, the 41st prime. And the last time Kobe won the finals was over Boston in 2010, the same year as the highlight of DeSean Jackson winning the game, which Kobe narrates. So.
Okay. He's got an interesting name, too. Boston Scott, like Michael Scott, the boss from Scranton, the Office show.
Huh. Okay, I didn't catch that part. That's interesting because Biden's from Scranton.
Yeah.
And the coach for the Giants is from Philly. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got, his name's Boston Scott. You got the Boston connection as well.
Right, that's what I'm saying, because Kobe beat the Boston Celtics in the 2010 NBA Finals, and the highlight that he's narrating on NFL's page today is from 2010 between the Eagles and Giants.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. And I remember that game because I watched that game. And it's just sick how they do it when they do a clip of a minute 26 seconds. That's just sickening, man.
It is. It is, man. And they do it every day, and people just think it's a coincidence. So.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that I have some people that have their eyes are open. And like that guy told me yesterday, he goes, yeah, I don't believe in coincidences. And I told him, see, that's the reason I picked you up. I was your Uber driver because there's no coincidences because I had the information, the final information that you were looking for, and now you got it.
Right.
Like, yeah, cool, appreciate it.
Right. Yeah,
all
that's
right.
Cool. All right, man, keep up the good work.
Take care, man.
All right, see you.
All right, thanks, you too. Bye.
Yeah, that's crazy that Doug Peterson was 2-5 against the Giants. Again, 25 in Giants, it just plays so much, but we know Thursday nights, the nights where the typical riddles burn us, and it's about the narrative. So, again, it's like a psychological thing to go over, because it's like, I never go against a Giants 25 ritual. And I would be careful because of that. I mean, the night I finally go against the narrative staring you in the face, just the way my luck's been. It's just like what happened to me yesterday at the Dodgers. You know, I knew that all those red flags were there from the Dodgers. I even referred to them as red flags, and they were red flags. Sometimes you just think too much, and you outthink yourself. Let me make this note. Doug Peterson was 2-5 versus Giants in his NFL QB career. And somebody also, I got to confirm this stat. Somebody said that Daniel Jones is right now 3-4 versus the NFC East. If that's true, he can fall to 3-5 on Thursday. He is 3-4 versus the East. I'm going to plug that in. We've seen those 35s hitting on Thursday. All right, let's see. Jones is 3-4 versus NFC East. QB is 35, but more importantly, Thursday is 35. And I guess while we're at it, let's see what Wentz is versus the East. Carson Wentz. NFC East. He's 14-8. You know how I talked about how that highlight that Kobe was showing was from the 158th game between these teams? The only problem with that is if he loses, he's 14-9, and 149 is the 35th prime. This stuff always blows my mind that I even have to decide between these things. How the hell can it be like this? Wentz is 14-8 versus NFC East, 149, 35th prime. Thursday, 35. When they won the Super Bowl, it was on the 35th day of the year. Nick Foles is 149. Beat Patriots on 35th day of the year in Super Bowl. But Kobe's highlight of Eagles comeback was 158th game between teams. So again, that stands out to me too. They just did a big 158 ritual in the Chiefs game, start of the week. Kobe narrates the 158th game with the DeSean Jackson punt return touchdown. Okay. If you want to wait on this game for real-time betting, I have a feeling the Eagles might find themselves in a hole tonight. Because, again, they're showing you the great comeback with Kobe. They're showing you these highlights with these great Eagles endings to win the game. And I'm sure a lot of those were comebacks, too. One of them's called the Miracle at the Meadowlands. Caller?
Zach.
Yeah.
It's Nathan. I think you got the wrong phone number on the screen, man. It's the TFR number.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Well, I put it in the chat a couple times. That's all I got. So, yeah. I'll talk to you later.
Let me fix it. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, man. Where's the right one? Yeah, my fault if you guys have been calling the wrong number. I forgot to update that because that's what I use on the Wednesday night show. Just know it's always this number. Just save the number as the 509-560-4982. That 213 will never be the sports call-in number. That's for TFR Live. My fault, you guys. Okay. As Kobe narrating the 2010 Eagles comeback over the Giants. And actually, was that game in Philly or New York? I want to know that too. That comeback game he's narrating. That game was in New York. That's the one difference in that game. Tonight's game's in Philly. That game was in New York. Okay.
From
Caller?
Calling the wrong number. What's up, Zach?
Sorry, man.
Quick question. I was wondering. I heard your boy call earlier about the Vic stuff. I don't know if you were aware. Yesterday, ESPN had like they were advertising a 30 for 30 for Vic.
Really?
I
Okay.
about that. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah. I don't know what was the correlation with Vic. I don't know if you guys brought him up because the last time DeSean Jackson went off, Vic was the quarterback, and it's week 7.
Right. And Vic...
Is that the only reason why you brought him up?
That was, well, the other thing we noticed about Vic, he was in that 2010 game that Kobe's narrating, and then I noticed that his birthday is the day Kobe was drafted, which I thought was interesting, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's in his... Here's the other thing about Vic. Today's 118 days after his birthday, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Los Angeles, California are both 118.
Wow.
And this week, football week, begins in Philly and it ends in LA. Week 7.
That's what I was trying to figure out too. So you were saying something with Herbert too, because Herbert is 10.
Well, you got potentially this week you have narratives. You have if Jalen Hurts makes a big play tonight, which is very possible. Jalen Hurts for the Eagles, because you got Tua making his first start. Tua replaced Jalen Hurts in the championship. And then you got Justin Herbert and Tua, who are the two top quarterbacks who are drafted pretty much back-to-back, facing each other. So I just wonder if all that does happen, remember, this is week 7, and Nick Saban can get his 7th championship this year. Because, again, Kobe's death was on Bear Bryant's death. And Nick Saban just had that big game on the 17th over Georgia, winning his 7th straight. Or wait, did he win it? Shit, I got to double-check that if he won his 6th straight or 7th straight against Georgia today. But he got his 6th championship against Georgia, tying Bear Bryant. And then he got that win against Georgia on the 17th, which is the 7th prime, right after the Lakers got their 17th championship. And over the years, they've always synced up LeBron and Alabama. And now Kobe dies this year with the LeBron ritual on the great Alabama coach's death date. So it's obvious that all this stuff's connected.
Yeah, I had to just call in about the 30 for 30 thing because I find it so weird because I feel like they did that too with even with the Jordan thing, the final dance or the last dance.
Oh yeah, that came out on the first day of
feel like-
Taurus, which is the bowl.
Yeah. And then even going back, with that, and then around that time, there was a bunch of 30 for 30s that they were talking about that I feel like came out already. So I'm like, why are they bringing this back? And I know they already had a Vic thing, and they had the AI thing, and they brought the AI thing. They were like advertising it again. I'm just like, it was just so random because it wasn't new, nothing new that we didn't already know. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't new stories. We know what happened. So I just find it weird, like, why y'all bringing the Vic stuff today?
Right.
You know what I mean? The 30 for 30. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But keep doing your work. I had another question. I can't remember, but now I got the right number, so I'm going to just lock you in just in case next time. But
Yeah,
thanks
just
for
save the
accepting
number. It's always this number for the call-in show. If I ever have that, it'll always happen on... I'll try not to make the mistake, but it'd be a Thursday morning where I would have up the wrong phone number because Wednesday night I do that other show with that other number. So that's the second time I've done this on a Thursday now. Forgot to change the number.
All right. Oh, wait, actually, do you have anything with Antonio Brown?
Oh, okay. Let me tell you what I thought was funny about the Antonio Brown thing. So when I woke up this morning, I turned on ESPN because I'm trying to watch in the morning. These morning shows are mostly just bullshit, just talking straight bullshit. But ESPN, when I turned it on... What I was going to say, though, is when I turned it on, ESPN had up this big headline. What can Brown do for you? And then the conversation was, should the Seahawks pick up Antonio Brown? And living in Seattle, I realized that UPS was established in Seattle. And that's their motto. What can Brown do for you? So it's like, okay, UPS is from Seattle, and this is ESPN's headline this morning about Antonio Brown. So that's a bigger than just Antonio Brown thing. That's about the city of Seattle. And yeah, I guess we can look at that right now since that is the big sports story today.
Crazy. Yeah, because I know you were saying you see, like this whole Cowboys and Indians theme for the Super Bowl, and I know, Seattle, Chiefs, Redskins. I know that thing that you put together for us. But I was wondering, I didn't know if Cowboys were still in it since they got their big issues going on, and I see Seattle just keep getting better. And if they bring AB, of course, it'll just make them better and better. So.
Yeah, I'm checking right now how his birthday lines up with the Super Bowl real quick. His birthday is July 10th, which would make sense if he went to Seattle because that day can be written 10-7, like 107, and Seattle's 107. So he has the right birthday to play on Seattle. The Super Bowl is on his 213th day of his age. That's more of an NBA number than football as far as I'm aware. Yeah, I have to look more if there's some 213 thing with Antonio Brown, but the what can Brown do for you that they had up on the screen for first take when they were talking about this, I was like, okay, that's UPS, and UPS is from Seattle, so.
Right, that's crazy. I missed it too. I try to catch in like early in the mornings because like I have like a recreation staff and we have ESPN on this all of the time. So I try to catch these little number stuff while I like watch your stuff the night before to see if I see anything. So I'll just...
Here's another one. Antonio Brown Sr. is 82, like Seattle's 82, and again, the Super Bowl's on Warren Moon's 82nd day of his age. So he's got a second connection to Seattle.
So now, say if he does get signed, I don't know if he'll go back to 84, but I know you're talking about all the 17 stuff, and he had 17 on the Pats. When he went to the Patriots, he was wearing number 17. I don't know. That was last year, but just throwing that at you, I don't know.
Yeah. He last year it was all about all those rape riddles.
Right, and I think his pops, or if he's from Miami, because I know he went off. The only game he played on the Pats was against Miami, and I think his dad was playing. I think he wore the number 17 from a Miami team, so it was just like a big welcome home. Antonio Brown, he goes off, scores a touchdown with Brady against Miami, and then that's when all the stuff happened, and then he was ghost. So I don't know. It's just funny with the whole Miami and Tua and the Super Bowl and Tampa Bay and all the stuff you've been linking.
Yeah, we're going to have to follow that. But if he does go to Seattle, he has the numbers that fit there, and then it would just fit in with the what can Brown do for you little riddle that ESPN dropped this morning. So,
All right, man. Just things to think about.
All right, I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, though. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for accepting the call, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. You take care.
All right, man.
All right,
Take
so-
care.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stay on longer for all the people who've been calling the wrong number all show. I apologize, you guys. Let's read a little bit more about this Boston Scott. I got to look at his stats. He has quite the alignment today. Boston Scott, no stranger to the Giants. Hold on.
From
Caller?
Hey, Zach, I don't know if you mentioned, but I was just watching the NBA Jump, and Kobe made his preseason debut today against the Washington Wizards.
Really? That's crazy because Jordan played his last game with the Wizards against Philly, perfectly sync with Kobe's retirement date. Huh.
Right.
Okay.
And I know you. I've been watching the show, and I seen you have all these connections with Kobe narrating the Eagles' comeback. And I'm watching NBA Jump, and so hold it right before they go to commercial break. They show Kobe. He made his debut. He made the dunk over Ben Wallace in the preseason. You could probably pull it up and confirm it, but I just seen it on ESPN on NBA Jump. It was 10/22/97, October 22nd, 1997. It's crazy though.
Huh. Yeah, so 1997, so 23 years ago.
Right.
He didn't make his debut. He didn't make his debut in 96. He got drafted in 96. He didn't make his debut that year.
What?
He didn't make his debut.
It might be 96.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when I looked at the screen, it said 97, though. But it might be 96, though.
Okay.
But I know it was on this day, though.
Okay. I gotta go back and look. I thought he was drafted in 96. Unless he just didn't play his whole first year coming out of high school. I can't remember now. It's so long ago. Okay.
Right.
All right, yeah, I'm just trying to find that. Making his first debut in the NBA. Huh.
Yeah, it's the preseason.
Right, yeah. No, I'm hearing that. Kobe Bryant's first. I'm just. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I just gotta find it. How many points did he score? Did it say?
No, that was on their way to commercial break, and it was like a jump highlight. They like before they go to commercial break, they always show like a good highlight on that day, like on this day, but it'll be like it happened years ago, and so actually it was Kobe dunking over Ben Wallace.
Okay.
In the preseason game in Las Vegas.
Okay.
On this day. But yeah, I just found it crazy that they showed that, and you've been showing that he narrated the football game on how the Eagles came back or whatever.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, it is. It is crazy how they script it all. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right. Yeah, take care, man. Okay. So another connection to Kobe. I'm having trouble pulling that up. Lakers 1997 preseason schedule. No, they don't have preseason games. All right. Yeah, it must have been 96, though, which would have been 24 years ago.
Call from.
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Hey.
I called earlier to give you the Boston Scott narrative and the Jalen Hurts narrative. I kind of got off the Patreon and I got back on, but I don't know if anyone told you, because I don't know if anyone's already reiterated to you, but I'm going to say it again. But the last time Boston Scott played against the Eagles, he had 3 touchdowns against them. I don't know if you saw that.
Here, let's see what his career touchdowns are at. Boston Scott.
Last time he played against the Giants, he had a career game. Like, he went crazy, so they could probably do the same thing today.
Yeah.
touchdowns. They clinched the division or something like that.
Okay, he's been on the team since 2018. That was their Super Bowl year, wasn't it? Or was that?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was the year after. So he joined them the year after they won the Super Bowl.
And then the game they played the Giants, he had 3 touchdowns.
Okay, I'm getting his stats up here. So his career, he's got 5 rushing touchdowns for his career, 0 receiving. So most of his touchdowns came in one game then, huh? Last year.
Yes, 3 in one game last year.
Let's see how many. I'm going back to that game. I'm pulling it up here. See where he did that at.
So I just searched it up right now.
I see it was December 29th. That's funny. 12/29 is the 201st prime. Let's see.
They had 34 points, and the Giants had 17.
Okay, that game was 298 days ago. So this Sunday will be 43 weeks later. Okay, but yeah, that's good to know that he dominated the last game because Dave's got a really interesting birthday alignment. So
yeah, that's all I was trying to tell you. He dominated last game. I wish I could have picked him up on fantasy because if anybody needs somebody, I'm sure he'll do good today.
Yeah, it looks like he could be in line for a good game. Could be him and DeSean Jackson, the big story. So
but yeah, that's all, Zach. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it. Oh, look at this, man. So he did that on 12/29, right? 12/29 is the 201st prime number, 1,229, and he was the 201st overall pick, this guy.
Wow, that's crazy. Crazy how they do stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that's super interesting. All right, man, appreciate it.
Of course, Zach.
All right, so yeah, so I was just saying that. I was like, man, 12/29, 201st prime. Lo and behold, he's the 201st pick. Would you believe it? And remember, today's the 177th game between these teams, and when you write out the Jesuit order, it's 177 and 201. These numbers come together. That is interesting. Boston. What's this? I can't get this guy's name straight. I want to call him David Boston. Boston Scott. 201st pick. Had 3 touchdowns last season against the Giants on 12/29. 201st prime. But the only thing is, it's not an interesting connection from that game to this game. But he could just have a history of, he could be in the beginning of developing a history of playing well against the Giants.
Call from.
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Hey, man.
Hey, I was just looking at the prop bets, and they have DeSean Jackson on there. I don't know if 37 has anything to do with it, but they're giving he can either score over 37.5 or get less than 37.5 receiving yards this entire game. And I'm like, 37, is it 37 have to do anything with DeSean Jackson or anything?
It has to do with Bryant, though. Bryant's 37.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's the only prop that he has, is that is he going to catch more than 37.5 yards or less than 37.5?
Man, see, that's tough because if he finished the game with 37 yards, I'd be like, there's a tribute right there to Kobe. 37.
Exactly. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I know you were talking about the prop bet, but that's the only one I saw for DeSean, so I appreciate it.
Well, it's like you would. I guess you could have 37 yards receiving and have a touchdown, but I'm thinking like, man, it feels like he should have a better game than that. Unless he's going to be, I don't know if he's still doing the kick returns for the Eagles. Maybe he has a good game as a returner. So.
Yeah, and I'm like, if he's the only good receiver that they have to go to him unless it's like showing him that he sucks now and that he misses everything. I really don't know. So.
Yeah, that's tough, man, because he's coming back. The fact that I wish it was 36.5. If it was 36.5, I'd say take it. But yeah, I'm not sure about the 37.5 because the 37 could make sense, but at the same time, I'm feeling like he's going to have a game unless it's just going to be all with the kick returns. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't know, man, but I just wanted to throw it out there for you. Hopefully it'll help.
All right. And what site was that offering that prop bet?
It's called Bet US. It's like the new Bovada, honestly. It's called Bet US.
You
Okay.
can find it all over the place. It's all over the place. Bet US, and that's the prop right there.
All right. All right. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. But yeah, I'm just coming back to, okay, we know they're giving us narratives. NFL.com's got to set it up with Kobe, reminiscent about 2010. The year he won the championship over Boston. Boston Scott just happens to be the guy today on his 179th day of his age, the 41st prime. And we're talking a lot about 179, aren't we? And the Rays and the Lightning and Tom Brady going from Boston to Tampa Bay. And Tom Brady got beat by the Eagles. Speaking of Tampa, we got a call from Tampa. What's up, Tampa?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Hey, man.
I just had one little nugget. Actually, the Giants' next game is on Monday Night Football, the same day that the Judge Comey or whatever could get confirmed.
Wait.
Now, I don't know if there's a connection.
Say it again?
Mm-hmm.
Next Monday, she's supposed to get
Giants'
confirmed.
next game is on Monday night, 11/2. And I believe that's the day Judge Comey would get confirmed.
No, she's this Monday, October 26th.
Oh, is that right?
October 26th, Hillary Clinton's birthday is the day it's scheduled for.
Okay.
This coming Monday.
All right. Not bad then.
All right. Appreciate it, though. Thank you. Here, I'm going to double check, but I saw them say this coming Monday this morning on the news. Monday, October 26th. Let's pull something up if it's correct. Yeah. Senate vote on Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation on October 26th. So, Michael Vick's birthday is June 26th, the day Kobe was drafted into the NBA. Okay. And with regards to Vick's birthday being 26/6 and him being an Eagles quarterback and Doug Peterson being an Eagles quarterback, Doug Peterson, it is his 266th day of his age. Big Jesuit number. So this game is... Hold on, let me look through this one more time with my Jesuit goggles on. Since... Well, the one concern about that is if the Giants won, they'd be 2-5, and Pope is 25. Because there is just Jesuit numbers all over this game. Again, Doug Peterson 2-5 against the Giants. I never go against 25 in the Giants, but I'm willing to do it on a Thursday night because it's always the very consistent patterns that don't hit on Thursday night. About the narratives instead. If the Eagles won, they would stay on those 84 losses all time. Big Jesuit number. So that stands out. They'd also stay on 84 regular season losses. They'd stay on 86 all-time losses. Jesuits, the plural's 86. I'm going to get rid of that because he's injured. And again, if the Eagles do win tonight, they will win 8 straight. Remember, that was a pattern that was so good for us last year. 8 straight in 19, because 19 is the 8th prime. We're not in 2019 anymore. I'd be looking for streaks of 10 straight, if those are out there. The year of Super Bowl 55. 55 the 10th triangular number and 10th Fibonacci number. But if the Eagles do win tonight, it'll be 8 straight. Kobe, the narrator, started his career with number 8. The Eagles would also win their 7th straight home game against the Giants to start Week 7. So that would be a fitting 7 tribute if the Eagles won. 7th straight home game to start Week 7. It's Jalen Hurts' 77th day of his age, and his full name equals 77. He could get some play tonight. Again, the last time the Giants won was on Philadelphia's birthday, which is interesting, in 2013. It's been a minute. Jones, if Jones won tonight, he'd be 3-7. Joe Biden's 37. I guess if you want to get Revelation 3:7. That's to the letter that's the letter that's to the Church of Philadelphia. If Jones loses tonight, he's 3-5 versus the NFC East. QB 35, Thursday 35. It's 149 day. It's Jones's 149th day of his age, the 35th prime, Thursday 35, and for Wentz, he could get his 34th win. That's a Giants number. Not as good as 25. Wentz can either fall to 14-9 tonight, like 149 the 35th prime, or improve to 15-8. They got Kobe narrating the 158th game between the Eagles and Giants. Big Jesuit number 158. A lot of Jesuit stuff out there for tonight's game. Again, the Giants' best riddle is just their standard 25, which is a very good number for them. But again, Thursday night football, we know things are different. It's about the narratives. And the problem is right now is, again, if I'm going to bet on tonight's game, I'm going to wait longer. I'm going to keep watching to see if they give some even better narrative out here. But for right now, this is what we got to work with. The Kobe LA thing. And we talked about how, again, if you got here late, we talked about how this is about the great comeback with DeSean Jackson's winning punt return to cap off the big comeback. And from Kobe's death to today, 271 days, the 58th prime. Kobe Bryant, Los Angeles Lakers punt return, all 58. DeSean Jackson from LA, who makes his return tonight, and who comes into the game with 121 receiving yards for the season, and his team can become 1-2-1 at home, and DeSean Jackson's 121. And LA is 12-1. 121. Philadelphia, revelation. And again, it's 41 days from DeSean Jackson's upcoming birthday. Kobe narrating, dead at 41. So I'm going to keep watching for an even greater clue in case we get one. But in light of the narratives and knowing that primetime is about narratives, the Kobe and his Philadelphia Eagles, and again, you just look at the Instagram page, you got that story, and then you got these feel-good Eagle stories right here. You know, they start with a week 6 game, 88, Randall Cunningham. So far, it's not they're not celebrating the Giants tonight on Instagram. We'll leave it there for now, you guys. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow, and I will post the full football notes later today. So I will post the partial Thursday night football notes as soon as I get off, and then I'll finish up the rest of the week's notes, because we see some big themes in this week. Again, when you write out week 7, it's 37, and the Sunday night football game is the rematch of Super Bowl 37. And with regards to that matchup, if I can get it here on the screen, so much to scroll through. Remember, Randall Cunningham came over from the Eagles, and he's the, I forget what they call it, chaplain for the Raiders this year. Hold on, we'll take one more call and we'll wrap it up. Caller?
Hey, how we doing, Zach?
It's going all right.
I just had a few notes for the Giants. I'm not sure if you already said these things. But I saw that if the Eagles lost, they'd be 1-5-1, kind of like 151. Which is 36 prime.
Right.
And I think today has 36 state numerology.
Today does have a life lesson number at 36. That's true.
And then I noticed that Dallas Cowboys, who the Eagles play next, that also equals 151.
The Eagles face the Dallas Cowboys next and could become 1-5-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are tough because, I mean, some weeks those really help out, and other weeks it's like, damn, how didn't they go in there that way? So, yeah, that is true. That is true.
And then I noticed that after that, if the Cowboys lost this week to the Redskins, and then they played the Eagles, they could fall to 2-6. Like Philadelphia 101 to 26 prime.
Who would fall to 2-6?
The Cowboys.
Oh, if they lost, okay, I see what you're saying. And then the Eagles would be
this week, and then
the Eagles would be 2-5-1, kind of like 251, the 54th prime, and Kobe being Bryant's 54. Okay, see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then I think you covered everything else I got except for
this last one. It was just I saw that New York Giants equals 71, and Carson Wentz could stay on 20 home wins tonight.
Say that one more time.
I believe New York Giants equals 71, and I saw that Carson Wentz is on 20 home wins right now.
Okay, I think that's right. Let me see here. New York Giants, 71 the 20th prime. So you're saying he could get his 20th loss?
I was just saying he would stay on 20 wins.
Oh, stay on 20
potentially
wins.
if they lost.
Okay. Yeah, 20 home wins. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, you got some good observations there. So.
But yeah, that was all I had. So I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, those are some observations, and like in a normal week, I mean, and it could still be that way. Giants in 25. We know how consistent Giants in 25 is. And we did see that Doug Peterson was 2-5 against the Giants in his QB days. So just realize that's the big risk you're taking. You're going against the Giants 25 riddle. And honestly, if you just want to play it super smart and super safe, just stay away from this game and hope it gives you the huge clue for the closeout game, because there's something going on here with Philadelphia and LA clearly. Or you can keep hanging on to see if they give us some great narrative like they did with Kyler Murray, because it was looking tight until I saw the Kyler Murray stat. Then I was like, okay, that looks like the narrative we were waiting for. So I would wait today to see if you get more. But if your thing offers something for DeSean Jackson with a punt return touchdown, that's a big payout. You might want to put a few bucks on that just in case. You know how they love to make history repeat itself. And this running back for the Eagles is very interesting too. And keep in mind that tonight could give you a clue. If you see the Giants win, you might want to put in a bet for Trump to be reelected, because he has pretty good odds right now to be reelected. He's a long shot again. And if the Giants win, because tonight's the night of the debates and 25 is the Trump number, that could be a clue. Caller?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah?
I noticed that the NFL just put up that picture of Gronk on their Instagram.
Okay.
And Gronk wears number 87, and Philadelphia equals 87.
Philadelphia Eagles is 87, tight end 87, yeah.
And when you type in Gronk, it has 3 out of the 4 matching ciphers when you type in the word 7. So when you type in 7 and you type in Gronk, it's like identical.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Keep that in mind if that ends up being part of the real. The one thing about that 87 is it can play either way for the Giants and Eagles because of the way their records are. But yeah, that is historically a Philadelphia Eagles number. And again, Jalen Hurts might make a big contribution tonight, born on 8-7. So.
Yeah, and their tight end Ertz is out too.
Yeah, they got Jeffrey and Ertz out, which is two of their big playmakers.
Tight end.
Right.
Then they show a picture of Gronk, and then week 7, I don't know, I think it might be. But, it's not as good as these other guys with their decoding. But it's something to think about.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, so, all right, and how does... I always forget how Jeffrey spells his name because he spells it weird. Whatever. You'll know who I'm saying. Okay. Ertz wears 86. Remember, he caught the winning Super Bowl touchdown 86 days after his birthday. The national anthem was adopted 86 years before that season. And Jeffrey, that's how he spells his name. 17. Okay. All right, spell his name right out of respect. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if they give us some whopper of a stat. And just remember, if you're real-time betting, if it is going to be the Eagles' night, I have a feeling it's going to be a comeback. Just because that Kobe's narrating the comeback, the highlight reel seems to show some comebacks, some big plays at the end to win the game, some defensive plays. If they start saying that number 37 is going to be on the field, like you see some injury to the secondary in the Eagles and 37's out there, he might have a little storyline, so we'll see. But yeah, we'll leave it there, you guys, and we will be back tomorrow, and I will post one of those posts if I see them give us a winning stat. But use your own eyes. Pay attention to what they put out before the game. It's just like before Monday night, they put out the 7-0 potential stat here, and then that was the first thing they talked about to start the game. If they start tonight's primetime game with a clip of Kobe Bryant talking about the Eagles, well, just remember how it syncs up with Kobe today. So I don't know why the Giants would win if it was all about Kobe, who loves the Eagles. But I could make sense of the Eagles being 2-5-1 by the end of next week. 251, the 54th prime. Kobe being Bryant, 54. All right, one more call, and then I'm signing off. What's up?
Hey, so I think I just heard a pretty key stat on ESPN radio. I don't have the number, but you can go back and double check. It has to do with the Eagles dominating the Giants over their last 24 games. I believe the record is 20-4, but going into the 25th game with the big Giants 25 ritual, I would try if anyone can add up their last 24 games.
Well, they can win their 8th straight tonight or their 7th straight at home to start week 7. But is that really how they said it on the radio, the last 24 games?
Yeah, it was either 20 out of 24, so there's a 20 connection and a 25 connection if they were to lose. But I would verify, I would double check the stat. I think it was 20 out of the last 24 games.
All right, here, I'm looking it up real quick because I can count up 24 pretty fast. Eagles, New York Giants. Here, let's look. Okay, so they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. So 7-1, 8-1, 9-1, 10-1, 11-1, 11-2, 12-2, 12-3, 13-3, 14-3, 14-4, 15-4, 16-4, 17-4, 18-4, 19-4, 20-4 in the last 24 is correct. So,
All right. I don't know if there's any connections there. It's not my best decode. I'm on the road right now, but I thought that could be a pretty important stat, just the way they phrase that.
Yeah, especially because it's Kobe. Kobe, 24, 8 straight. So.
Oh, man, that's a great point. All right, Zach, I'll let you go.
All right, thanks, man. See ya. All right, yeah, I'll look for a winning highlight, and I will get these notes posted, and then pretty soon I'll have the entire week's notes posted. And just again, be wary, guys, because Giants in 25 is very consistent. It's just I'm tired of getting kicked in the balls on Thursday night by taking the very consistent number and it not coming through. And it again, we keep saying, okay, it's about narratives on Thursday night. So like the numbers in a way are kind of a mirage. And is the narrative about Kobe? Is that what it is, or is just is that just what NFL Instagram put out today? But we realize they're giving us clues, so I'm going to look for a stronger clue. I will post it if I see it. And I'll check in with the chat here before I go real quick. Okay. Okay. I see somebody's comment gives me one last thought. I just want to make sure we don't have some crazy all-time win record stat. 587. The Eagles' next loss is 6-13. Hold on. Derek's website always sucks when you're trying to use that prime calculator thing. Errors. 613 is the 112th prime. The Eagles' next loss is 613. The only thing I can say about that is, remember Thursday Night Football does have the 112 connection. This almost reminds me, though. See, God, sometimes I just get mad. It's like, all right, this kind of stat's what killed us the other week with the Bears, but it still is interesting. I hate Thursday Night Football. My, oh my. Eagles can pick up 613th regular season loss, 112th prime, Thursday Night Football, 112. If they lost, no, never mind, that's not true. Let me see the Bears. Or not Bears, Giants. Giants, next win, next loss. They're on 613 losses. That's weird. That would be a riddle for the Donald. I'll tell you what, if the Giants win tonight, you got good odds on Trump getting reelected. And that's tough too, because there's a big 46 going with Biden. If the Giants lose, I think that's a very good sign for Biden, but Donald's also on 12. That's weird that they can both be on 613 losses. I feel like it's a magic trick every week on Thursday Night Football. Giants are on 613 regular season losses. All right, so yeah, again, be careful. I'm going to wait for that killer stat that they throw out. But if they do. So I'll get these notes posted here, and we'll be back tomorrow. Good luck, you guys. Till next time.